We welcome you to Phoenix, Arizona on a perfect spring evening and to Game 1 of the Western Conference semifinals. Featuring the #1 overall seed with the NBA's best record, the Phoenix Suns, playing the Dallas Mavericks fresh off a rugged 7-game series with the Houston Rockets. With Doug Collins and Hall of Famer Cheryl Miller, this is Kevin Harlan. And let's take a look at our McDonald's starting lineups. So many terrific matchups tonight. Nowitzki against Sean Marion, a one to watch, but it's the point guard with Jason Terry against Steve Nash, Doug, that everybody's talking about going into this Game 1 and from this point on.
Well, Kevin, I think we talked about it in the last series. The big question mark on Dallas was what kind of leadership, what kind of play would they get out of that point guard position? So used to having Steve Nash run the show. Well, all questions were answered in round 1. Jason Terry was spectacular. Got better as the series went on, was terrific in Game 7. And he is going to look to try to put as much pressure as he can on both ends of the floor tonight against Steve Nash. Pick him up length of the floor defensively and offensively. Try to screen him, working on screen roll situations. Try to wear down Steve Nash, who has had a spectacular MVP season, Kevin. We saw him get his trophy tonight, well-deserved, and this should be some kind of Game 1.
Doug, they met 3 times in the regular season, but ironically enough, the home team did not win a game. It was in Game 1, Phoenix by 6 in Dallas, Dallas by 6 in Phoenix, and Phoenix by a single point late in the season in Dallas.
Well, really, this is the first time these two teams have played each other all season whole. They had a key member missing. Nash missed a game. Finley missed a couple games. Jerry Stackhouse missed a couple games. So this is the first time we're going to see both of these teams healthy and ready to go. Also, Avery Johnson in the controls now. It was Don Nelson. Actually, Devin Harris was the starting point guard in one of the games they played this year. So a lot of changes, but we'll see how it all plays out tonight, Kevin. It's important Game 1.
And the officials tonight, Danny Crawford, Monty McCutcheon, and Kenny Maurer. And it begins with Amari Stoudemire on top and Dampier on him. And Stoudemire, who collects most of his points in the paint, will send it back to Nowitzki and Dallas with their first possession. This is Eric Dampier.
That's a key matchup to watch. Dampier obviously is going to try to get inside and use his advantage in there. And Stoudemire is going to try to run and use his speed and quickness. Amari Stoudemire does not want to settle for a lot of jump shots.
And this is Steve Nash. And Stoudemire tried to tap it in, and out of bounds it goes, and Phoenix will retain possession.
It'll be interesting, Kevin. Will the Dallas Mavericks be able to take that emotion of Game 7 and bring it in here tonight and get one on the road with Phoenix maybe being a little rusty with some rest? I wouldn't be surprised to see them get off to a little bit of a slow start tonight, Phoenix. They haven't played in 8 days.
Yeah, rest versus rust is one of the interesting aspects of this one, and that was deflected out of bounds. I think it hit Stoudemire, then Dampier, and it's off of Dallas.
We'll have to keep our eyes on Dirk Nowitzki, too. Did not shoot the ball well in the first series, about 35%, and you can see Jason Terry up the floor trying to pressure. Dirk Nowitzki fading on a lot of his jump shots.
And Sean Marion with Nowitzki defending and finding Stoudemire. And a foul inside, and Eric Dampier, playing in his first ever playoffs, his second series, picks up #1.
Kevin, an interesting thing to watch tonight with Amari Stoudemire is how many points is he forced to score without having a layup, a dunk, or a free throw. Look at the 3 games against Dallas. 30 of his 34 points, dunks, layups, or free throws. Set 27 of 27, 23 of 33. You have to make him a shot maker. You can't let him lay it in, dunk it, and live at that foul line. That's how he just wreaks all kinds of havoc on your defense.
We said in our open, Dallas in a 7-game series beating Houston, and Phoenix swept Memphis. It's Jason Terry, who was absolutely wonderful in that first series. Another turnover by Dallas, and Joe Johnson racing the other way.
Well, Dampier's missed a layup and fumbled 2 passes.
Richardson for 3, and he was the best at that position in taking and making more 3-point shots than any player in the NBA.
Well, interestingly enough, Dallas has to defend the 3. They're the best in the league in doing it, and they're playing against the best 3-point shooting team. Which strength will prevail?
That's Michael Finley, a former top pick by Phoenix years ago. Nash, where he is so deadly. And Richardson. And Marion for three. How about that?
Well, a great start. So much for the Rust.
Jason Terry with an open lane.
That's what he's going to do. They're going to play a lot of different screen rolls, a lot of different angles with a lot of different combinations and try to make Nash play on both ends of the floor.
And Steve Nash again. And picked up by Dampier. And here comes Josh Howard coming off a double-double in Game 7 against the Houston Rockets. 21 points and 11 rebounds.
And he had 3 other games where he had 17, so he had a terrific series.
And here comes Nowitzki, who did not have a very good series, although rebounding well, not getting it there. And picked up by Richardson. That's a Phoenix turnover. That's the first on the Suns. Terry against Nash. What a wonderful matchup that should be. And Jason Terry, who had 31 in that Game 7 against the Rockets, comes up with 2 right there.
You can see they forced the ball away from Steve Nash. Jason Terry up the floor. You'll see it later with Devin Harris. You'll see it a little bit with Armstrong, Darrell Armstrong.
Stoudemire. And Howard couldn't get it, and a loose ball foul is assessed inside.
Interesting call there by Monty McCutcheon. Loose ball foul.
Doug, I think they just changed it out of bounds. It's out of bounds. They just changed the call.
I don't think so, because it would have been underneath the basket. It would have been underneath the basket. They've called a foul.
And it is on Johnson.
See, Kenny Maurer was calling on the line. Monty McCutcheon was calling a foul. So if it had been on the end line, it would have been just no foul.
Howard. And picked up by Marion. Suns have led by as many as 8. Dallas in this early going is not had a lead. This is Amari Stoudemire.
That shot will be there all night for him. There's no way Eric Dampier can step out on the floor and play him. If he can't guard him, they might go to Alan Henderson. Probably see a lot of different faces, but no one has had any answers for Amari Stoudemire from Dallas this year in all 3 games.
Dallas has started 2 of 7 from the field. And Nowitzki. Grabbed by Stoudemire. And here comes the MVP, Steve Nash. Joe Johnson, who was terrific in that first series against the Memphis Grizzlies. Stoudemire against Dampier. And a second foul on Eric Dampier of Dallas.
Well, we saw that the entire Houston series. Dampier in foul trouble, forcing Avery Johnson to go to his bench early. He's going to come in with Alan Henderson, and we're going to take a look at the Suns' keys to this game tonight. And again, no answers for Amari. They've got to have a big night from him. That's what he did in the regular season. Run, run, run again. That leads to fast break points into all these threes in transition, and they must defensive rebound. League and opponent's second chance points and giving up offensive rebounds. So they must do a good job on the backboards, Kev.
Here comes Henderson, Alan Henderson in the game for the first time, taking the place of Dampier. Has got the foul problems early. He was playing with foul problems in the series against the Houston Rockets. And a timeout taken. 7:48 to play in Game 1. The anticipated matchup, Dallas against Phoenix. And you're watching the NBA playoffs on TNT.
Tired of endless searches for low fares? Now available, the Southwest Shortcut shows you exactly which days our lowest online fares are available, only at southwest.com.
You are now free to move about the country.
Listen up, Sprite Remix. Refresh, rethink, remix. It's all about the new Sprite Remix. Aruba Jam.
Chrysler Town & Country, with the exclusive stow-and-go seating and storage system. There when you need it, not there when you don't.
Get 0% financing or $2,500 cash allowance through May. Get an extra $1,000 bonus cash. Hurry, offer ends soon.
The assault begins Tuesday, May 10th from the producer of Training Day.
They're surrounding the place.
Ethan Hawke, Lawrence Fishburne, and the adrenaline-charged thriller.
How many more people are you going to kill? As many as it takes. Give me one of them guns.
Own Assault on Precinct 13 on DVD May 10th.
Hey, Angie. Going to the post office?
Post office? Angie, post office, 3 seconds.
No matter how many packages you need to send, you don't have to go to the post office. Just log on to USPS.com. Pay postage, get insurance, print labels, and we'll pick them up for free.
Shh, I'm at the post office.
Just one more way the U.S. Postal Service is working for you.
TNT, the exclusive home of the Eastern Conference Finals.
The 2005 NBA Playoffs on TNT. Brought to you by Southwest Airlines, official airline of the NBA. By Chrysler, inspiration comes standard. By Rocky Mountain Refreshing Coors Light, taste the cold. And by Star Wars Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith, the video game, now in stores.
Welcome back to America West, where the Suns have a 7-point lead. Well, most basketball experts and fans are expecting this series to be a track meet, but according to Steve Nash, things could go differently.
Who knows? It could be up and down. But you never know. You know, sometimes you expect these 125, 120 games, and, you know, it comes out and with the expectations, it's 95-90 in the fourth quarter. So, you know, it could be high scoring, but I think in this series we're going to see a lot of scoring, but we're also going to see some times when it really, you know, sputters, and, you know, guys will lose their rhythm and their legs at times. But I think that's what makes it exciting.
We do know one thing, that Nash and the Phoenix Suns would like to run baseline to baseline nonstop from the opening tap right through the final buzzer.
Absolutely, for 7 games if that's what it takes. They want to keep the pressure on. That's the way they played all season long. Amari Stoudemire steps up to the line. He's now 4 of 4 from the line. When he gets to the free throw line over 10 times a game, he usually puts up big numbers.
Well, he's taken more free throws in the regular season than any other player. Here is Terry with Nowitzki, and it goes Howard, knocking it in. Henderson again is in for Dampier. Joe Johnson. And works on Josh Howard. Jason Terry with a rebound for the Dallas Mavericks. Played at the University of Arizona, not too far from here in Tucson. Howard, Nowitzki setting a screen. And Josh Howard comes up with a nice roller.
Boy, he's played very, very well. Here's the steal by Nowitzki. The ball does go out of bounds, but you can see what's happened. Dallas's game plan: pressure Steve Nash and try not to let them throw that ball up the floor quickly. Sean Marion said, give you a little help there, Kevin. I'm talking. You got to help the guy out a little bit. It's by your feet. Give the man some help. He's got to play 40-some minutes tonight against Dirk Nowitzki.
Phoenix with the ball, and they've started 3 of 9. Stoudemire.
Wow, this young guy, you give him an inch. He's got great body control, explosive quickness, the ability to finish around the basket. And does he have great confidence? He's nicknamed himself Stat, S-T-A-T, for standing tall and talented.
He's all those things. By the way, all 14 Phoenix points have come from their front court players, none from their guards so far, as Josh Howard swirls in on Johnson.
He's off to a terrific start. He has a quick 6 points, 3 of 5 from the floor. Jason Terry with 4, so the perimeter needs Dirk Nowitzki to help him here. It'll get a little warm.
It's Stoudemire. He's got a game-high 10 points, and he has had a great start.
I think that Avery Johnson might be focusing in on Nash and Stoudemire like he did with in the Houston series. Make those guys score a lot of points.
On the breakaway, Sean Marion. And the assist to Quentin Richardson.
Try to keep the other players out of the game like he did in Game 7. Normally that's when the Dallas had their success, Kevin. It's when they made Yao Ming and Tracy McGrady do all the scoring.
Suns have equaled their biggest lead so far. The Shot clock down to 2 for Dirk Nowitzki, fading away that time.
Well, that's what his problem was the entire series. Tracy McGrady, with that long arm, forced him to do that. He was doing it even when he was open.
And Sean Marion is open and throws up an air ball. Right now, Dallas and Phoenix are tied at 6 in rebounding.
Here's where Dirk is tough, bringing the ball up the floor after he rebounds the ball. That's why it's so important for him to defensive rebound. Kevin, although he struggled, he had 40 rebounds the last 3 games of that series, along with 8 blocks, so he did other things.
And coming in, there's a foul, and Amari Stoudemire is inside trying to clear some way. That's the first on him. But speaking of Nowitzki, comes into this series, as you take a look at Mike D'Antoni, with 3 consecutive double-doubles out of that Houston series and into this series with Phoenix.
Well, he did not shoot the ball well in Game 7, but he did have 14 rebounds. He had 3 assists. He had 3 blocks, so he did other things. Devin Harris is on the floor now. So Jason Terry plays about the first little over 7 minutes. He's going to bring in a fresh body in Devin Harris. We saw Darrell Armstrong in games, the second half of Game 6 and all of Game 7, but Avery Johnson told us today he's going back to Devin Harris because Phoenix doesn't put as much defensive pressure on up the floor.
And how much leeway you think they give the rookie tonight?
I think they'll give him a couple mistakes, you know, not 3, 2.
Josh Howard again, who's getting good possession shooting. And with Jim Jackson now in the game for Phoenix and all over Josh Howard, there is a timeout taken by Dallas. Jim Jackson was absolutely superb for the Phoenix Suns in games 3 and 4 against the Memphis Grizzlies.
Well, that's why his minutes are up. Basically, he's gone to a 7-man rotation. Mike D'Antoni, Leandro Barbosa now coming in spot minutes. Stephen Hunter was actually the other man coming in off the bench in that Memphis series. That might not be the case in this series. It might be Walter McCarty because Dallas goes to a smaller lineup. But Kevin, let's take a look tonight at the things we think it's going to be important for Dallas to win this game. First of all, you've got to defend the 3 when you play the Suns. They're first in points made, or threes made, threes attempted. They shoot 39%, which is first in the league. They shot 45% in the second round, so they've shot the 3 well. Point guard play, Jason Terry, can he play like he did against the Houston Rockets and control the pace of the game? And Kevin, to do that, I think they're going to have to get to the line over 30 times and shoot better than 45% from the floor, because that means the Suns are having to stop the game a little bit, either take the ball in after a score, or when you get to the free throw line, you can get your defense back and you don't give up so many transition 3-point shots.
That's really a good point. And there is a kick. We've had no lead changes and no ties in this game so far.
You see, the Suns commit the fewest fouls in the NBA, 19 a game, and they give up the fewest free throws, 21. Part of Mike D'Antoni's philosophy is keep the game moving. That way your running will take its toll after 48 minutes. They will give up some easy points in the paint rather than foul.
Jerry Stackhouse coming off a very good series. Works on Sean Marion, a very good defensive player for Phoenix. In fact, probably the Suns' best defensive player. Here comes Nash. Suns have hit 2 threes so far. Dallas, none. Stoudemire. Boy, is he off to a great start with 12 to start the game.
Well, Steve Nash does everything except score for him. I mean, he gave it to him in a perfect position. He knows exactly when to deliver the ball. Stoudemire's got great hands, and Steve Nash trusts him in a crowd that he can catch that ball and deliver.
And Nash, who is averaging 11 assists in these playoffs and 11.5 in the regular season, already has picked up 3 assists for the Phoenix Suns. Stackhouse defending.
Good matchup. Jerry Stackhouse loves the post, and Quentin Richardson has enough strength to keep him out of that paint.
Look at the quick trigger. Richardson for 3. That's the first Phoenix miss above the arc. Howard the other way. Harris to Nowitzki. And Dirk Nowitzki has started 2 of 5 with 4 points.
A good recognition there. The smaller player just took his time and shot the ball right over the top.
Nowitzki deflects it out of bounds. Turnovers in the game, 3 for Dallas and 2 for Phoenix.
I think if you're Mike D'Antoni, you have to be pretty happy right now. Your team has come out with a great start. There's once again Amari Stoudemire slashing to the basket, drawing the foul. Kevin, this will be his 5th and 6th free throws of the game, and we still have over 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. He shot as many as 18 one night against Dallas. Missed 8 of them, but he got to the free throw line 18 times in one of the games.
First foul put on Dirk Nowitzki. Here's the first-time All-Star, Amari Stoudemire from Orlando, Florida. These are the numbers that Stoudemire racked up this regular season. the Dallas Mavericks.
Look, that 39
Yes.
free throws. He averaged 13 free throw attempts. And we talked about all the layups and dunks. He had 11 dunks in the 3 games.
14 points for Stoudemire. And he's got all 6 of Phoenix's free throw attempts and hits to start the game. Dallas has not been to the line yet. This is Devin Harris, rejected by Stoudemire.
He jumped over Steve Nash to block that one.
They go to Henderson because Dan Pierce on the Dallas bench with 2 fouls, and Stackhouse slashes inside, picks up the foul out of the Phoenix defense, and it is put on either Marion or Nash. They were both there, and Nash picks up number 1.
Well, watch Amari Stoudemire jump over Steve Nash here to block this shot. What an effort, and then coming down, avoiding the foul. Then Steve Nash picked up the block, and it'll be the first free throw that Dallas has attempted this entire first quarter.
A 6-week television event.
The ways of our people must change. They will die.
From executive producer Steven Spielberg and DreamWorks Television. Into the West, starting June 10th, only on TNT.
Can inspiration make the simple act of driving around extraordinary? Yes. Can substance and style blend seamlessly together? Clearly. And can the car of your dreams be an affordable reality? Absolutely. The 150-mile-per-hour performance-tested Chrysler Crossfire, starting at just $29,970. Chrysler. Inspiration comes standard.
This is the famous Budweiser beer. We know of no brand produced by any other brewer which costs so much to brew and age. Our exclusive Beechwood aging produces a taste, a smoothness, and a drinkability you'll find in no other beer at any price. Bright, crisp, clean, pure. This is Budweiser. This is beer.
All the baseball you want and then some. MLB Extra Innings from DirecTV. More of your favorite players. More of your favorite teams. And all the pennant races. Up to 60 games each week you won't get if you don't call. MLB Extra Innings from DirecTV. Each year, DirecTV delivers more live sports programming than any other cable or satellite provider. And the best place to catch all of it, including your favorite college teams, is Sports Pack, with over 30 specialty and regional sports networks. Check it out for free during the Sports Pack Free Preview Weekend, May 20th through the 22nd. Only on DirecTV.
In the 4th closest MVP voting, Steve Nash got the award over Shaquille O'Neal. And among the guards who have won this very prestigious honor, you've got guys like Bob Cousy and Oscar Robertson and Magic Johnson and Michael Jordan and Allen Iverson. But the last point guard to do it was Magic Johnson in the late 80s. And here are some great Canadian sports accomplishments. You see the names, you see the sports. And Nash becomes the 2nd international player after Hakeem Olajuwon in the 93-94 season to win it.
How about how humble yesterday Steve Nash was? He said, I know that I'm not anywhere near the player that Shaquille O'Neal is. They started running off the list of guys who'd won the MVP trophy, and he said, who doesn't belong on that list, meaning himself? You know, like, who doesn't belong on that? And that really is what he's brought to this team, a real selfless attitude that's really filtered down to the rest of his team. They started running from moment one in training camp. You've got to give Mike D'Antoni a lot of credit. He moved Amari Stoudemire to center, Sean Marion to power forward. Went with a small lineup, said we're going to shoot a lot of threes and run. And they have run themselves to a terrific season.
All right, Nash is on the bench. Joe Johnson now becomes the point, and Jackson becomes the 2.
Now they'd like Devin Harris to try to get up the floor and pressure him as much as possible. Pretty big perimeter right now. You look at Jimmy Jackson, Joe Johnson and Quentin Richardson on the floor now on the perimeter.
Stoudemire with the miss. He's got a game-high 14. Josh Howard with the ball, leading Dallas with 6. Dirk is 2 of 5. Nash on the bench with 3 assists. Intercepted by Jim Jackson, and they got numbers 4 on 2. Richardson out of bounds. Richardson stepped.
And that's what got Devin Harris in trouble in Game 6 against the Rockets on the road. He turned the ball over twice. Mike James went down, scored both times. So that's one turnover. Another one, and you might see Darrell Armstrong, because Avery Johnson is very confident that Darrell Armstrong can come in and get the job done.
And in the first 10 minutes of the game, both teams are shooting about 42%. This is Dirk Nowitzki, now 2 of 6. Johnson with the rebound.
All the shots have been contested, doing a nice job getting a hand up. That's all you can do as a defender. Make the guy work and take tough shots.
Amari Stoudemire trying to corkscrew his way free, and Josh Howard, who has gotten more fouls than any other playoff player, picks up number 1. And again, here we see Amari Stoudemire at the free throw line for the Phoenix Suns.
Well, look at the start. 4 of 7 from the floor. He's gotten into the lane. He's gotten a dunk. He's gotten a layup. It's going to be his 7th and 8th free throw attempts. So he's looking at a 16-point first quarter with still about 1:46 to go. So he's off to one of those 35-point nights right now.
Whereas all the free throws have come off the fingertips of Stoudemire. That was number 8 with his first miss. Only 1 free throw attempt for Dallas, and Dougie talked about it earlier. Phoenix doing exactly what they want to do, penetrating inside.
Now you see Nowitzki guarding Stoudemire.
It's Stoudemire, and Dallas and Phoenix are tied in rebounding at 11. The Mavericks have never led. The Suns' big lead has been 8. And look at the drive inside by Stackhouse. The rebound by Amari Stoudemire, approaching 1:15 to play. And the Suns finally get it to go after missing their previous 4 shots from the floor.
Well, Dirk Nowitzki already had a foul, so he could not commit one there and pick up his second. They've got to keep him on the floor, so sometimes you got to give up a field goal.
First guard points for Phoenix tonight. Stackhouse. And a pretty 3.
But Jerry Stackhouse in the playoffs going into the game today, shooting 53% from the three-point line, only 40% from 2.
Joe Johnson.
Boy, he has really improved. He is one of the key components of this team. He's going to be a free agent at the end of this year. And you know the Suns are going to do everything in their power to keep him here. They said that that is their number 1 priority, is signing him and then extending Amari Stoudemire.
Suns do have a foul to give. And this is Devin Harris hitting a big-time 3. That'll do a lot for the rookie's confidence.
He's a very, very confident player. He did make a couple mistakes. We talked about that, but you can see him up the floor. This is exactly what they want to do. Make the Suns use some time.
Both teams hitting good from the 3. 2 of 3. Phoenix above the arc, and Dallas 2 of 2.
Well, Dallas can stay close in that area. They have a great chance to win the game.
Joe Johnson.
See how strong, though? Devin Harris was there. He just bumped him. Joe Johnson goes about 240 pounds, and the rookie just banged right off of him. He got right in the lane.
So Joe Johnson scores Phoenix's last 6 points. The final seconds ticking off the first quarter. And Harris, great pass to Howard inside. And that takes us to the finish of the first quarter. The number 1 overall seed, the Phoenix Suns, led by the 15-point first quarter performance of Amari Stoudemire. We're in the midst of 40 games and 40 nights. You're watching the NBA playoffs on TNT.
When you think it's over, remember this. It hasn't even begun.
Since 1978, the Hawaii Ironman's 140-mile human blast furnace has scorched the circuitry of the world's fittest athletes, like pro triathlete Chris Lee.
In the 97 race, I was so dehydrated, my body just shut down with 50 meters left.
6 years of setbacks landed Chris at the Gatorade Sports Science Institute. With a new hydration strategy in hand, Chris snapped the tape at the 2004 Ironman Coeur d'Alene.
I guess your stuff works.
And that's the stuff of legends.
Chrysler Town & Country. With the exclusive stow-and-go seating and storage system. There when you need it, not there when you don't.
Get 0% financing or $2,500 cash allowance through May. Get an extra $1,000 bonus cash. Hurry, offer ends soon.
There's just one way to paint this fast and easy. It's the ProForce Paint Crew from Sherwin-Williams. Get fast, professional results on really big jobs. Comes complete with a 25-foot hose. The ProForce Paint Crew, only at Sherwin-Williams. Ask how, ask now, ask Sherwin-Williams.
Want to beat athlete's foot? Let's try a little one-on-one. Lamisil AT versus Lotrimin AF. Use this, you have to use it for 4 weeks. 4 weeks. With Lamisil AT, 1 week and you're done. That's 4 times faster. Lamisil AT, advanced treatment.
Crew's getting the team together.
Play against who?
The Guards. There goes the neighborhood.
On May 27th.
You got no brothers out there.
We got Switowski.
One brother. This ain't hockey.
It's the Prisoners versus the Guards.
That's gonna cost you. Looking forward to it.
Adam Sandler, Chris Rock, Nelly, Michael Irvin, and Burt Reynolds.
That's scary.
They ugly now, but in 8 months, he gonna look like Beyonce.
The Longest Yard, rated PG-13. Friday, May 27th.
Look at that little fella. He's got enough poison in him to kill an elephant. That's right. An elephant.
I just love coconut cream pie because of the fluffy top.
I like the creamy filling.
Fluffy top!
Creamy filling!
Fluffy top!
Creamy filling!
Fluffy top! I said creamy filling!
Skipper, think we'll ever get rescued from this island?
Little buddy, who cares?
The Real Gilligan's Island premieres June 8th at 9 on TBS.
As dusk descends here in the Valley of the Sun with Doug Collins and Hall of Famer Cheryl Miller. Phoenix by 7 at the end of 1. They're led by as many as 9. Doug, the Dallas Mavericks did not have a lead in that first quarter.
Well, you see how easily Phoenix dispensed of the Memphis Grizzlies. Scoring margin, fast break, three-point percentage, free throws made. They were just tremendous in every area. And, you know, Kevin, you look at the numbers tonight, a couple things. Only 1 free throw attempt for Dallas in the first quarter, 8 for Phoenix, and the Mavericks shot under 42%. Both of those things bode very well for Phoenix to continue the pace of the game the way they would like it.
Dampier is on the Dallas bench with 2 pretty quick fouls in that first quarter. As we start the second, it's Nowitzki and Henderson with Howard, and a jump shot outside. And a miss by Nowitzki, making Marquise Daniels in the game for the first time. Terry is out there, and Stack, of course, and here's Johnson for 3.
You see how the Suns spread the floor, though? They run for layups. They run to the three-point line. They just, anytime you take a shot and miss, they're going to run against you.
And Stackhouse hits a 2 at the other end. Phoenix with Richardson, Stoudemire, Sean Marion, and Jackson with the ball, and Joe Johnson.
Now they've got Jimmy Jackson handling the ball because Marquise Daniels in the game guarding Joe Johnson. So you can see they do not want him handling the ball against Marquise Daniels.
Here is Stoudemire. Henderson picks up a foul as they meet on the block. Running to the three-point line. You talk about that all the time.
Well, look at Sean Marion running right down the middle of the floor. And look, you got Quentin Richardson at 1-3, and you have Joe Johnson, that skip pass. That's that cross-matching in transition where the guy that was guarding Joe Johnson, he was not guarding, so they could not get to him. That's a big part of the Suns' offense. And you can see right now everything running in the Phoenix Suns' direction. That's Quentin Richardson over here on the weak side of the floor. That's in the 4th row there. That's a little bit too high.
Sean Bradley has come in for the Dallas Mavericks, and that is the 3rd turnover committed by the Phoenix Suns.
See now, Amari Stoudemire will not guard Sean Bradley, so he's just going to make sure he doesn't stay in the lane. He's going to roam around and try to give any help. So if Stackhouse drives, he will be the one to come over and give help.
Stackhouse against Richardson, and Bradley left open. And he hit it.
That's the shot. He can make that shot. So if Amari Stoudemire is going to help, he'll float out there, and he's got that little 15-footer.
Here's Stoudemire. 3 from Richardson. Offensive rebound. Stoudemire uncovered in a game-high 17 points.
Oh, Sean Bradley's not nearly quick enough to play with Stoudemire, so if he'll move his feet and get to that basket, he'll be able to get to the offensive board just like he did on that play.
And Stackhouse with another move inside. Rebound by Stoudemire, who has now collected 6. 2-on-1 Johnson. That's a foul. Michael Finley picks it up. It's the first on Finn.
Shot goes up. Nobody gets a body on Stoudemire. You see Bradley tries to use his arms. You cannot do that. You almost have to treat him like a Dennis Rodman or somebody like that. You got to go face guard him and say, I'm going to take him out of the play and not let him rebound. You can't put your arms back and block him out. He's too quick.
So here's Joe Johnson at the free throw line. Nash has come in along with Stephen Hunter. Amari Stoudemire checks out, as does Richardson. And Walter McCarty sets to check in for the Phoenix Suns. And that rolls in for Johnson. Tomorrow, it'll be the Wizards against the Heat. And then the Sonics against the Spurs. Miami and San Antonio lead their respective series. Coverage begins at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. Wednesday, Pacers and Pistons. And the Mavericks against the Suns, game 2. Coverage 8 o'clock Eastern Time, Wednesday on TNT.
I guess big question in that Spurs-Sonic series right now is the foot injury to Ray Allen and also Vladimir Radmanovic. They need those two players to even be closely competitive with the Spurs.
Marquise Daniels. And a switch with Hunter guarding him. And he exploits it.
Look how quickly the Suns get the ball up the floor, though. They have the ball in the operating area, and they've only used 4 seconds.
Stephen Hunter, guarded by the 7'6" Bradley. It's Jackson to Walter McCarty, the ex-Boston Celtic, who was picked up for a conditional second-round pick and some change.
Well, they brought him in here as a veteran who give them good minutes, can play a couple positions, and can shoot the 3. Remember how he shot that 3 in Boston for Jimmy O'Brien when they launched all those 3s that one season.
McCarty picks up a foul right there. And that is the first on McCarty. And for the Phoenix Suns, their 4th as a team for the game. You see 3-point field goals made, most in the history of the NBA this season by the Phoenix Suns.
Well, they shattered it by 61. See, Stephen Hunter's in the game. He can match up against Sean Bradley, so that's why Mike D'Antoni has him in the game at this point in time.
Shot clock at 4. Launching at 3 is Terry. And the offensive rebound by Michael Finley. The bench, by the way, of Dallas has outscored the bench of Phoenix 14-0 early on. Terry. Here comes McCarty, 3-on-2. Jackson.
And it's going to be a foul on Michael Finley as well. That'll be Michael Finley's, what is that, 3rd foul for Michael Finley?
Finley picks up his second foul.
He actually tried to get out of the way here. You watch him and just leans into Joe Johnson. Joe Johnson off to a great start. 5 of 7 from the floor. He has 13 points. The Suns are off and running here in America West Arena.
Could y'all step away from what you're doing?
No need to be a bitch about it.
If I liked being called a bitch to my face, I'd still be married. Hi, Mama. Why does everyone think I'm so horrible? I warned you about lying. Thank you.
When 2 great things come together, that's the sweet spot. Introducing the most powerful midsize truck, period. The all-new 265 horsepower Nissan Frontier. Welcome to the sweet spot.
The Nokia 6230. Anything less is a walkie-talkie.
Try something new and live a little.
Welcome to Chili's.
Hurry into Chili's now for a taste you just can't put down. New fire-grilled skewers, mouth-watering combinations with twice the flavor, like our Caribbean chicken with sugar cane shrimp, or our peppercorn steak with portobello mushrooms. New fire-grilled skewers for a limited time, only at Chili's. Come on, live a little.
Are you ready? Wow! Go! Wow! Are you ready? I can't do this. No! No way! Not even for some Bud Light?
Bud Light, fresh, smooth, real.
See you, dude! Wait!
It's all here.
With Phoenix leading by 13, time now for a Bud Light around the NBA, and the last team to win a scoring title and a championship. That 96-97 Chicago Bulls, Michael Jordan-led team.
Well, how about those? Both Chicago teams, Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen. Golden State, that was Rick Barry. The Lakers of 71-72. How about Jerry West, Gail Goodrich, and Wilt Chamberlain? And then Milwaukee, that was then Lou Alcindor and Oscar Robertson. So
wow.
Quite some talented guys, top 50 players on those teams.
Doug, from last year to this year, as you can see with the average 110 a game, from last year to this season, Phoenix increased their scoring by 16 points. And that is the biggest increase in the shot clock era, to give some definition and some perspective of just how potent their offense was.
Well, a combination of things. First of all, they're going to push the ball at every occasion. They have great three-point shooting. They have guys who run and can finish on the break, and they're very unselfish, and they will make the extra pass. So they will play like this from start to finish. And you've got to find some point in time, Kevin, in the game to try to slow them down. Try to get 5 or 6 minutes of defense to give yourself a chance to win.
Michael Finley missing there. He is still scoreless and 0 of 2 from the field. Nowitzki 2 of 7 with 4. And rattled around, Marquise Daniels vacuums it in.
That was shot clock. They look flat right now. They need something to get them jump started. They're not shooting well. They're not getting to the free throw line. And Phoenix right now is having their way. Dallas needs something to jumpstart them here.
The leading scorer with 17 points as Nash puts up and nails a three-point shot. And the Suns are 4 of 6 hitting threes. The game high 17 points for Stoudemire. He's on the bench. But Joe Johnson, 5 of 7, 13 points. Also for Phoenix has been huge. And right now they're enjoying their biggest lead tonight are the Suns. And Nowitzki pulls the trigger inside on Hunter.
Well, finally got inside and got an easy one.
And Doug, the disparity at the free throw line is marked between these two teams.
Just keep watching two stats for Dallas. What they're shooting from the floor and how many times they get to the free throw line. I think they got to shoot 45% and get 30 free throws. They have 41% from the floor right now and attempted 1 free throw.
Wow.
That's all Phoenix pace. That means they can get out and run.
Dampier comes in for Stackhouse. Great pass, Hunter. And he got it from Nash. And unlike a lot of guys who get a lot of assists, he always uses that skip pass to set up his potential score.
Well, he makes that little bounce pass in traffic, and as a big man, you better show him you can catch it.
Marquise Daniels. And Dampier, who's been terrific on the offensive rebounding end. You mentioned it earlier, 27 in the series before this, can't get it.
What, just a little bounce pass? Now, the last series, we saw McGrady make that little floater to Yao Ming. And Avery Johnson said his team's going to have to make the adjustment because Nash likes to bounce pass.
He falls into that three, and Nash keeps it alive as he volleyballs it offensively. McCarty for 3. He's got the only bench point so far for the Phoenix Suns, along with Hunter's 2, and that's it for Phoenix off the pine as Daniels will drive, and Nash takes it, and Steve picks up his second personal foul tonight.
Well, Mike D'Antoni's upset, not so much about the foul, but he felt like that the ball was still on the dribble, that he should not be shooting 2 free throws. So Marquise Daniels will get to the line. This will be only the second and third free throws of the game for Dallas. And again, the early pace, fast break points, all Phoenix, 3-point field goals, +9 there, and free throw line. So all those areas on the fast break go Phoenix's way right now.
How are ways you think that Avery Johnson can keep Nash busy tonight?
Well, you got to get up the floor and you got to pressure him. And then when he's guarding the ball, you've got to be able to screen him. If he's off the ball running through screens, and you got to hope that the body contact eventually will wear him down. But Steve Nash is a well-conditioned athlete. He knows how to pick and choose his spots, and he has guys behind him who will protect him when that ball gets in the lane. So as much as he helps them offensively, his teammates help him on the defensive end.
Amari Stoudemire back in for Hunter. And Richardson for McCarty. Here's a missed shot by Sean Marion. Shooting in the game, Suns 51%, Dallas 40%. Terry with a nice fake on Richardson, with Nowitzki knocking it in.
Well, if you're Dallas, you'd like to see this guy get hot. He's been shooting very poorly the last few games, and if he gets hot, he can change this game in a minute.
Nash. Stoudemire. Rebounding is even in the game.
Dallas showing a little life here if they can get a score.
Finley finally hits.
18-11 here in about 2 minutes. That's how quickly the game changed. Phoenix will let you back in the game because they're going to keep shooting.
Nash inside Amari Stoudemire. Foul. The Dampier pickup number 3. He was defending. And they put it on Eric Dampier. 3 early fouls, and that really handcuffs his coach, Avery Johnson.
Well, that's unfair. That's like me lining up in the 100 meters against Carl Lewis. That's a mismatch right there. So as long as Stoudemire keeps it in high gear, he's going to have a huge night.
Listen up, Sprite Remix. Refresh, rethink, remix. It's all about the new Sprite Remix. Aruba Jam.
Action. From the director of the Royal Tenenbaums comes the best comedy of the year.
I'm going to find the shark that ate my friend and destroy it.
Bill Murray and Owen Wilson are a hysterical comic combo.
I'm going to fight you, Steve.
The Life Aquatic. Own it this Tuesday on DVD.
That's a sweet system.
Yeah, I got one at home.
Me too. It's great for gaming.
Oh, you play Battle League online?
You don't want none of this.
My screen name's Killtacular. Pray you don't see me.
Take delivery of a Gateway PC with an Intel Pentium 4 processor with HT technology. Perfect for gaming and other high-powered stuff. Just $599.99 and found only in a Gateway box.
How many cards? Give me one.
Looking for a safe, fun way to learn poker? Then go to Pacific Poker at 888.info, the world's #1 online casino and poker school. It's fun, it's fast, it's secure. It's online at 888. Learn Texas Hold'em, Omaha, and 7-card stud. Big tournaments, too. Search for 888 on the web. The action is hot and the poker school is free, so you can learn with friends or players around the world. But no gunslingers. Download the games now. It's free. Just go online to 888.
The 2005 NBA playoffs on TNT. Brought to you by Nissan, who reminds you to shift the way you move through the world. And by Sprite and Thirst.
The Phoenix Suns up by 13 points. And here's the three-point shooting, which has been so deadly for the Phoenix Suns tonight, Doug. And in that category, they are plus 9 points over the Dallas Mavericks.
Well, in the regular season, they averaged over 10 makes a game. In the series against Memphis, they averaged over 10 makes, and they now have already 5 with still 5:43 to go in the second quarter. So the three-point shooting, the way they spread it around, you have a lot of different guys who can beat you out there, and then you've got Stoudemire attacking you at the rim. You know, Kevin, it's interesting, the Suns have only committed 5 fouls. Dallas has attempted 3 free throws, and they have had the pace of their game their way, and they've come roaring out of the gate with Amari Stoudemire leading the way. He already has 19 points, and he's getting to the line, getting ready to shoot his 9th free throw of the game.
And some of the numbers to kind of back up what you're talking about is Stoudemire now goes 8 of 9. The biggest lead for Phoenix tonight, 16 points. Dallas has never led.
See, Dirk Nowitzki averaged almost 10 free throws a game against the Rockets. He's taken 10 shots in 16 minutes. He's not gotten to the free throw line. He's got to get that ball to the free throw line.
It's Jason Terry who continues to be the reliable shooter. He is 3 of 4. He's got 6. Nowitzki's got 8. 20 by Stoudemire, leading all scorers.
Dallas is still in a good situation. You're down 12. They've taken a good hit, playing pretty flat here. If they can find some energy.
Sean Marion.
Sean Marion. I don't know how that shot goes in, but man, you talk about a guy who's been important to this team this year, Kevin. He guards Nowitzki, guards the other team's best forward every night. He's one of the leading rebounders in the NBA.
Nowitzki, Howard, Terry, Finley, and Henderson. It's Terry on the fly. He's at 2 in a row.
Again, getting in that lane. That's when Dallas is at their best, penetrating.
And there's a foul on Henderson. It's a second on him. Dampier's got 3, and he's on the Dallas bench. Richardson, Stoudemire, Joe Johnson, Marion, and Nash, the Phoenix 5 on the floor.
See what happened on that play. Alan Henderson was fronting him. And what happened is Stoudemire looked at Steve Nash and was going to roll out and get the lob. They had the eye contact to get the lob. And Henderson had to grab him, or he would have probably gotten a dunk on the play because Nash was waiting to throw that ball up to the rim. Watch there. Now, let's see Stoudemire. He wants that ball to go to the rim, and he's going to go, and you see Nash is going to throw it. And Henderson has to take the foul. That's the eye contact that these guys have been able to get in a quick season. Normally it takes a while, but Steve Nash will take chances with the basketball. He had 10 turnovers the first time they played Dallas, but he also had 18 assists, so he will take chances with the ball.
And Nash has had his assortment of injuries. He's had the back injury. He's also battled from a leg injury in the season. When he was gone, the 7 games that he missed, this team was 2 and 5.
Well, it happened on that Eastern road trip, and they really went south. They couldn't score 80 points when he was out of the lineup.
It means a lot. Right now he's on Jason Terry, who seems to have the hottest hand, 4 of 10. Nowitzki is 4 of 10 shooting, and they got Terry at 4 of 5.
See, Stoudemire's guarding no one right now. He's going to just wait and help at the basket.
There's a pickoff by Johnson, and they'll set up Marion.
How unselfish was that? Joe Johnson could have went in and laid it up. He kicked it back to his teammate. That's how you win 62 games. You trust your teammates. You play off one another. Points off turnovers to Suns. Sloppy play that time by Dallas. Looked like they were working themselves back into the game. And Phoenix, as they do, they hit you so quickly.
The Suns have 5 steals, just a part of their litany of success tonight in Game 1.
These low fares to your favorite vacation destination start at just $49. Book yours at southwest.com.
Since 1978, the Hawaii Ironman's 140-mile human blast furnace has scorched the circuitry of the world's fittest athletes, like pro triathlete Chris Lee.
In the 97 race, I was so dehydrated, my body just shut down with 50 meters left.
6 years of setbacks landed Chris at the Gatorade Sports Science Institute. With a new hydration strategy in hand, Chris snapped the tape at the 2004 Ironman Coeur d'Alene.
I guess your stuff works.
And that's the stuff of legends.
When 2 great things come together, that's the sweet spot. The all-new race-inspired Nismo Frontier from Nissan.
it comes to food, you need a light beer that measures up. Great tasting, less filling Miller Lite. Taste for yourself. Miller. Good call.
You obviously do not know who you are fooling with.
The line between good and evil is razor thin. Wesley Snipes, Blade 2, Saturday at 9 on TNT.
USA Today is the place for a comprehensive look at the NBA playoffs. Get all the latest scores, stats, standings, and game recaps to keep up to date with your favorite teams and players. So pick up your copy of USA Today every day.
I don't know who you think you are, but we were assigned this case by Captain Taylor.
There's been a change of plans. Once I get to work and they see me in action, they'll have a whole list of other reasons to hate my guts.
The Closer, Mondays at 9 starting June 13th on TNT.
We had a couple of first-round closers in 7 games, Dallas over Houston, and in 4 games, Phoenix over Memphis. After the first quarter here, Phoenix led by 7. Their lead has climbed as high as 16. 21 points from Amari Stoudemire. And Doug, all the numbers that are important to you. And points in the paint, Phoenix +8. Fast break points, the Suns +9. Free throw attempts, the Suns +11 attempts.
Well, that means they are the aggressors. They're playing their game.
Stoudemire knocks it away with a block. And Nash sets up Stoudemire around Nowitzki, who defends him and gets the loose ball. Stackhouse pops up a 3. Howard collects it offensively, and it's out to Jason Terry.
Dallas needs a little surge here going into halftime. It's going to be a foul on Steve Nash, hooking Howard as he set that screen.
That's 3 on Nash, and we've got 3.5 to play in the half. Let's send you to our TNT studios and Ernie Johnson.
All right, thank you very much, Kevin. Coming up on the Verizon Wireless Halftime Report, Magic's here, Kenny's here, Charles is here. Look, they're going to break down the first half, and we'll look back at Detroit's 15-point win in Game 1 against the Pacers. All that at halftime. Back to you.
Thank you, Jay. Finley knocks in a 3-point shot. And now he has 5. No one in double figures for Dallas. 8 by Dirk Nowitzki, 4 of 10 shooting there.
Let's see if Dallas can make a little push. Nash on the bench here with 3 fouls. Can they cut into this lead last 3 minutes of the half?
Phoenix shooting 53%. Stoudemire. There he puts it in. 23.
How quick was that second jump? They missed the shot, and he was back after it before anybody else got up off their feet.
Dallas 45% from the floor.
That's his first dunk of the game, but he has 23 points. He's attempted 11 free throws.
Joe Johnson was defending and picked up the foul for Phoenix.
Maybe the only guy quicker on their second jump in the league is Sean Marion, his teammate. Look at the power. He hit Nowitzki, was able to go up after he missed his shot, powered it home. When you're trying to get some stops, you've got to defensive rebound the ball, and that's one of the things the Suns have done here very well in the first half, as they've limited second chance points. The Mavericks only 2 in the entire half.
Earl Armstrong in for the first time, and he works on Richardson. Out to Howard. Shot clock at 1. He's got to throw it up. He almost got it. Armstrong comes up with the offensive rebound. Stackhouse, Armstrong, and Josh Howard. Missed it all. Cut by Stoudemire. He's collected 8.
Joe Johnson doing a nice job not trying to fight the quickness of Darrell Armstrong. Now go down to that low post and post up.
Stoudemire. He has been devastating in this game tonight with 25 first-half points.
You know what I think, Kevin? I think he saw that MVP trophy handed out and I said, you know what? One of these days, that's going to be mine. Steve Nash is this year. I get a little older. My name's going to be on that trophy one of these days.
He's only in his 3rd season, but already being talked about in those terms. Nowitzki concocts something successful inside, and in the process, he is fouled by Sean Marion.
This will be his first free throw of the game. Kevin, remember now, he shot almost 10 free throws a game against the Houston Rockets, getting inside. Nice pump fake on Sean Marion.
Well, if nothing else, Doug, these free throw attempts, and you talked about it, slows the game a little bit and gives Dallas a chance to get back in defensive position.
Yeah, so you can't run the ball up the floor. You either get Stoudemire in the open court for a dunk, or you spread out and get those threes. Transition defense, that's where the Suns really get you.
Richardson.
It's interesting.
And Finley gets a rebound.
It looks like Steve Nash is getting ready to come back in the game with 3 fouls. I'm shocked at this.
Howard, that is a charge.
Mike D'Antoni's got a lot of confidence in Steve Nash.
Howard picks up his second.
That Nash will not pick up his 4th foul. You have a 13-point lead, 1:24 to go. Roll a little dice here that you hope that Nash doesn't pick that foul up. He's got to be very, very careful.
Delay a game against Dallas. 1:24 to play in the first half.
Larry Johnson cannot be happy with his defense in this first half. 58 points the Suns have. They've shot the ball well and really had their way.
Nash. And knocked away by Finley's defense. And here comes Dallas. Finley 2 of 6. Howard with the screen. They got the switch on defense, and Stoudemire now on Finley. Marion guarding Nowitzki. And Armstrong left free to fire the 3.
Deliver that long 3 to get the ball out of Nowitzki's hands.
Nash. Johnson for 3.
See what happens when they run? Stoudemire ran down the floor for a layup. The defense collapses, and then the outside just opens up. You got 3-point shooters all over the floor. That's how this team has been built.
Doug, it's impossible to stop a team shooting the jump shots in transition. 18 feet, 24 feet, whichever. Howard with the screen. And a foul on Josh Howard of the Dallas Mavericks. He has assessed his 3rd of the game.
Let's see if he moves on this screen. He comes up to get Quentin Richardson. That's hard to see right there. Looked like Quentin Richardson just ran into that screen hard. Josh Howard obviously upset with that call. It's hard to see whether he moved at all.
Yeah,
there was a lot of contact, but it looked like Quentin just ran right into that screen.
No fouls to give either way in the final 29 seconds of this first half, which has seen the Suns lead by 16 and never trail. Nash. Steve Nash is 2 of 5 with 5 points and 5 assists tonight.
Now Mike D'Antoni just looked at Steve Nash and said, absolutely, you better not commit a foul. He's put him in the game, and it's worked. He's pushed the lead to 18.
Biggest lead tonight for the Phoenix Suns in Game 1 of the Western Conference semifinals. Stackhouse. Heading inside. Stackhouse got the loose ball. And it looks like Amari Stoudemire picked up the foul. That was the second on Stoudemire. With a second to play in the first half.
Watch Steve Nash, little step back, just freezes Dirk Nowitzki, got that little fading jumper. No, Kevin, this is a tough game for Steve Nash to play. Not only is he playing against his old teammates and his best friends, but he got the MVP trophy tonight. You know all the emotions going through this guy to play the game tonight. I mean,
to live up to that.
Not only that, but just to come out tonight and play this game. You know all the emotional feelings that's going on. There's so much, you know, why didn't Dallas re-sign him? There goes Dirk Nowitzki to the locker room. That is not a good sign. Like he's holding his hand. We'll have to check on that. But this has got to be a very emotional game for Steve Nash. I'm sure he'll be happy to get the game too.
That's it. We take you to halftime with the Suns shooting 55% in the first half to Dallas's 42%. And 6 threes, outscoring the Mavericks by 9 points above the arc in the first half. Dallas trailing 63-47. Let's go to Cheryl Miller.
Maury, I think everyone was wondering what type of Phoenix team would come out in the first half. Would you guys be rusty? You guys look sensational in the first half.
Yeah, we came out strong. You know, we want to focus on the defensive end and make a statement tonight, and we're doing a great job in the first half.
You know, talk about making statements. Doug Collins said you must have been eyeing that MVP trophy, 25 points in the first half. Were you trying to make your own statement?
Well, no, I just came out, you know, trying to be aggressive offensively and defensively to give us a lead in the first half.
All right, thanks a lot. I'll tell you one thing. So far, Ernie, the Suns showing no rust in the first half. And send it back to you in our Linnet studios.
Pretty safe to say, I would say, at the break, 63-47. The Suns with the lead over the Mavs. The Verizon Wireless halftime report Ernie Johnson and the Hall of Famer Magic Johnson, Kenny the Jet Smith, and Charles Barkley. Amari Stoudemire was not held under 30 points by the Mavs in the regular season. In fact, averaged 33 against them in those 3 games. 25-9 in the first half, Magic?
We're talking in the green room with Charles. Charles had made that point. They don't have athletes on the front line when you think about the Dallas Mavericks. But to me, the thing that Dallas is doing wrong, and I let Charles talk about Phoenix, is that, see, they're not slowing the game down enough and putting the guys in the post that they need to be in the post. Because right now, quick shots put the Phoenix Suns in transition. So long shots, quick shots, and turnovers made it easier for Phoenix to get into the transition game. And so they have got to slow it down enough where they can take time off the clock, yet get better shots at the same time.
And as Doug Collins says, get to the free throw line. They only shot 6 free throws in the first half, and for a while they've been there just one time midway through the second quarter.
They don't have a free throw shooting team. They only have, Dirk's really the only post-up player they got. The rest of them shoot jumpers. So they're not going to get to the free throw line a lot. The only way they're going to get to the line is offensive rebounding, because that's really one of Phoenix's weaknesses is defensive rebounding. But they don't have an offense where they're going to get a lot of free throw attempts.
Dallas down 16 at the break, Kenny. Talk about it.
Well, Magic hit it on the head almost. Quick shots kind of make Phoenix superhuman. You can't beat them. But if you slow the game down and you take good shots, they're mortal. They're a regular team. And the thing that they've done here is that you know you're going to get good shots against them. You just have to knock them down. These are wide open shots that most of the time people would think these are good shots, you're wide open, nobody's near you. You have to knock them in. Against Phoenix, that's a team that's going to continually give you good shots. So you have to just be patient. Don't take the first available quick shot. Take the first good shot.
Can I go back to Doug's point? See, right there with Daniels, when he had that jump shot, he didn't have to take that. If you want free throw, go down the lane and get fouled or lay it in. That's the game they're going to have to play. This is not Houston that you're playing against now. You have to adjust your mindset and to say, look, I got to take my time. Even if I got the wide open shot, maybe that's still
but see, that's the difference between
your
quick shot and you said go down the lane, which is a good shot.
There you go.
63-47 the count at the break. Phoenix on top. Tuesday night, Wizards and Heat playing game 2, and then the Sonics and the Spurs game 2. It all starts at 7 o'clock Eastern.
The Halftime Report is brought to you by Verizon Wireless, the official wireless provider of the NBA.
Can you hear me now? Good.
Right now, we have to get to our traffic report. Let's do that. How about that traffic report?
Traffic is horrible this morning. I get the feeling.
People are trying to get to work this morning.
Speaking of
Introducing the Acura RL with the first real-time traffic monitoring system through AcuraLink. It can help you find an open road. And with 300 horsepower and the world's most advanced all-wheel drive, it knows what to do when it gets there.
We're really trying to get you the traffic
report. You know what? My mother forced me to take that in.
The all-new Acura RL.
Can you spot the grad that got a gift from Radio Shack? We've got the gifts they're hoping for, like the latest in wireless phones. The entire family can keep in touch with your grad when you take advantage of this deal. Get up to 4 Verizon Wireless V260 color screen phones by Motorola for free with a 2-year agreement on each. So no matter where life takes them, everyone can stay connected with up to 4 Verizon Wireless phones free. For gifts they'll flip over, graduate to Radio Shack. You've got questions, we've got answers.
8 FBI profilers hunting a killer have eliminated all suspects.
The killer's in this room.
Except each other.
I know it's not me. It's not me.
This is what the killer wants.
Mindhunters. Rated R. In theaters everywhere Friday.
Armor All. Put it on. And it's always there. It's strong protection.
What's this? That's a blade. Blade? What's a blade? Blade's a server. This is a server? That's a server. Where's all the stuff? Stuff? What stuff? The plugs, the cables, you know. In the Blade Center? Blade Center. Where you put the blades. What's a blade? You're messing with me, right?
Highly simplified, affordable IBM eServer Blade Center with Intel Xeon processors.
Back here on the Verizon Wireless halftime report, little glimpse of the LED screen.
You're killing me.
A good way of getting us into the Indiana-Detroit highlights.
A waste of money.
Game one. What, Indiana-Detroit highlights? No, worth every penny, as a matter of fact. Ben Wallace blocking Steven Jackson.
Oh, here come Ben. Big Ben. Wallace, that is.
Got to take your hat off to Ben Wallace. He's really improved his offensive game.
Yeah, and when you run the
those
floor,
are dunks. Those are dunks, though.
That's really
those don't count.
21 and 15 on the night for Big Ben, and that doesn't count because it went off Rip Hamilton's head.
Ernie, I know you're not going to believe this. That happened to me at a game one time.
I do believe that because you told me earlier.
Excellent team defense.
A trademark of the world champions is
rebound and run. Oh, another game down.
Exactly.
On the countdown.
96-81.
Was he crossing out to 2?
And what's important about that stat?
Why would it be 12?
Only 6.
12 more to go?
And only
11.
7 field goals. That's important. So we're going to have to watch that.
You know, I said that Reggie Miller, I felt like, would struggle because he started struggling more as the playoffs went on. And I thought this series would be really difficult for him because how much energy he uses on offense, but also how much energy he uses on defense. I mean, it's no surprise that Rip Hamilton had a great game. That's a lot of energy to ask a 40-year-old man to put out there on both ends of the floor.
Jermaine O'Neal off to a good start in this game. Hit 6 of his first 8 shots and then went 2 for 14 the rest of the way for Indiana.
Well, you knew Indiana was going to have tired legs. So I didn't expect them to win this game. I think they'll be better in game 2. But coming into this game, Detroit did what they were supposed to do. They actually they speeded up the pace of the game. They got into transition. They're always going to play great defense, but they really got a lot of layups and dunks in this game.
Well, the Pistons, what Indiana wants to do is slow the game down, and they have great shot recognition, and they're going to make you pay for that. But Detroit is better at that. So now, what you're going to do, speed the game up? No. They have more athletes in Detroit. So there's really a no-win situation a lot of times for Indiana to try to make it happen for them. Their only hope now is foul trouble if they can get Rasheed Wallace or maybe Ben Wallace in foul trouble.
Pistons winners by 15 in Game 1. Game 2 Wednesday night on TNT.
They better hope the commissioner reinstate Ron Artest.
There's Steve Nash in the LED, the light-emitting diode.
Wow. Someone told you that.
Wow.
Who doesn't know that?
Me? Kenny and Irvin?
I thought it was definition, something with definition.
Us 3?
And until a minute ago, me too.
Us 4. He ain't know that either.
Coors Light. Taste the cold.
I'm not a patient man. Waiting, not my thing. 1 hour photo, too slow. Fast food, not fast enough. Heartburn, who has the time? I take new Maximum Strength Zantac. It's so fast I can take it before a meal to prevent heartburn or after to quickly relieve tough heartburn. And the leading prescription, it can take a day or more to fully work. That's just crazy talk. For me, Maximum Strength Zantac.
Hey, buddy, move it.
I like this guy.
New Maximum Strength Zantac, the speed you need against heartburn.
How much time?
You're on.
I love scotch. That is good.
You're on.
You look awfully nice today. Maybe don't wear a bra next time.
You're on.
What?
We're on the air right now.
Oh.
In a simpler time,
Who's that handsome devil?
it took a simpler man to deliver the news.
I have some very urgent and important breaking news. Cannonball!
Will Ferrell, Anchorman.
Hi-yo!
There's a movement for better TV.
A movement that in just 1 year found more people choosing DirecTV over all other cable and satellite providers combined. It's a movement for top-ranking customer satisfaction and 100% digital quality on every channel. There's a movement. You in?
This copyrighted telecast of the National Basketball Association is intended solely for the entertainment of our audience. Any retransmission, reproduction, rebroadcast, or other use or dissemination of this telecast or the pictures, descriptions, or accounts of this game without the express written consent of the National Basketball Association is prohibited.
The Halftime Report has been brought to you by Verizon Wireless, the official wireless provider of the NBA.
Are you meeting up with Jenny?
Let me check. Hey, Jenny, it's me.
Hold on, there's somebody on my other line. Hello?
Looks like it's time to sign up for the new Family Share Plan from Verizon Wireless. Get up to 3 lines for only $9.99 each after signing up for the first 2 lines for $59.99. All with unlimited in-calling to other customers from our coverage area.
Can you hear me now? Good.
Verizon Wireless, we never stop working for you.
All his life,
Found you!
he was forced to kill.
Get him!
I don't want to hurt people anymore. Now he will become his own master.
Get him!
Jet Li. Unleashed. Rated R. Starts Friday everywhere.
Today, you're a super painter with the amazing Wagner Wide Shot Power Painter. Fast and neat. It lets you paint up to 12 inches wide in one pass. The Power Painter. One of the ways Wagner gives you more power, because there's always something that needs painting. Wagner. Paint fast. Paint smart.
I thought you were getting hors d'oeuvres.
It's game time, baby.
That's a double quarter pounder.
With cheese.
Man, Samantha wanted hors d'oeuvres.
The double quarter pounder with cheese. Pound one. Hors d'oeuvres.
Yes.
Got a taste for hoops? Then grab a QPC or double QPC for your shot to go to next month's NBA Finals and get your game on.
Want to beat athlete's foot? Let's try a little one-on-one. Lamisil AT versus Lotrimin AF. Use this, you have to use it for 4 weeks. 4 weeks. With Lamisil AT, 1 week and you're done. That's 4 times faster. Lamisil AT, advanced treatment.
Grandmaster Flash here, introducing Dwayne Wayne. Ladies and gentlemen, the Flash, the Flash, the Flash, the Flash. Flash, one time. The Flash. Yeah. The Flash.
Armor all. Put it on. And it's always there. It's strong protection.
Dirk Nowitzki, 11 points, 7 rebounds, 5 out of 11 in the first half. He left, saw him in the hallway holding his hand. Looks okay here. Third quarter's coming up.
The 6-speed, 270 horsepower Acura TL adjusts to the way each individual accelerates, brakes, and takes on the curves. Because no 2 drivers are alike. The Acura TL, a higher form of performance.
Hey! So, what have you been up to? Nothing. So, what have you guys been up to? Nothing.
Are you ready for this?
Kickstart your summer with the first comedy event of the year.
Give the man back his hair. That's not yours.
Kicking and Screaming is absolutely hilarious. 2 thumbs up.
Sweet!
Kicking and Screaming. Rated PG. In theaters Friday.
Turn left in 300 feet. Arriving at
destination.
You're not from around here, are you?
No.
Are you lost?
No.
You need directions anywhere?
No. I already got them.
Garmin, the leader in navigation. We'll take you there.
Hey, John, do you...
They're hard to put down. The new grill burgers at Dairy Queen.
Nice. Very nice. Do you think they're...
Oh, yeah. They're plastic. And they're spectacular.
Just in time for summer, it's the Coors Light Cooler Box. 18 16-ounce plastic bottles that stay colder longer. Just ice it up, take it out, and enjoy. The Coors Light Cooler Box.
Wow. Close up, they look even bigger.
You're on with the doctor in Trophy Loveland, talking about the nice guy syndrome. Steve in Phoenix, are you a nice guy?
I think so. Everyone's always saying nice things to me, patting me on the back. I'm always willing to assist a friend.
Yep, sounds like you're the classic nice guy.
Yeah, but I can be a rebel. I can shave my head, get a tattoo, maybe even a real one.
Whoa, easy, Rebel. Don't do anything too drastic. In the finals, nice guys can finish first.
The Phoenix Suns have led by as many as 18 points. Their lead 63-47 here at halftime with Doug Collins, Kevin Harlan. Thank you so much for joining us. This is a first game of a Western Conference semifinals. Doug, right now, Phoenix, which had a great first-round sweep of Memphis, really seems to be in a very good offensive rhythm right now.
Well, almost 55% from the field, 60% from the three-point line, 79% from the free throw line. They turned the ball over 4 times, so they got everything they wanted to get offensively. Dallas has got to be better defensively to try to disrupt what they're doing, more patient offensively, not settle for those quick jump shots. You heard our studio guys talking about that. And then get to the free throw line. During the regular season, they were 5th in the league. They shot over 28 free throws a game. Against the Rockets, they got to the line over 30 times a game. Only 6 free throws, so they couldn't get the game stopped.
That was the big thing. Well, earlier tonight, Steve Nash was honored as the MVP. At 31 years of age, he's been around the league, and now he's here in Phoenix and led the league in assists this past season.
If ever there was a time that someone won this award for the team, this is it. You know, I'm not as good a player as Shaquille or Dirk or probably most of those guys on that list, but the impact I'm able to have in the team setting has been noticed this year, and I think that that's tremendous for the game to highlight what it takes for a team to be successful.
Let's take a look at some of our first half highlights.
Well, our first key was there was no answers for Amari, and that has been the story here tonight. This young man has just worked himself, powered himself, quickness, speed, the whole game. 25 points and 9 rebounds and 3-point shooting, 6 of 10 from the 3-point line, lighting it up from outside at 60%. Joe Johnson had a very good first half when he played backup point guard, had a nice job at 16 points.
Some of the numbers for Amari Stoudemire. And he has had a terrific first half. He's out there with Joe Johnson, Sean Marion, Quentin Richardson, and Steve Nash. Dallas begins the second half with Jason Terry, Josh Howard, Dampier with 3 fouls, Dirk Nowitzki with it. And Finley is out there as well, and a sweeping hook by Dirk Nowitzki in a good way for Dallas to start the second half.
Well, get that ball in the paint, get a score, now get back and get your defense set, try to disrupt a little bit of the timing of Phoenix, come down and make the extra pass. That's how you work yourself back into the game. You're not going to do it in 2 or 3 minutes.
Phoenix led by 7 at the end of 1, and by the 16 points at halftime, and that was a good drive inside as Joe Johnson continues to score well. 18 points, Doug, 7 of 9 from the field.
Well, he's really improved his ball handling, getting that ball to the basket. I like the concentration there. He got hit in the back of the head, and he got the focus to be able to finish that shot and get a possible 3-point play. So he's done a nice job, and now they have great confidence in him being the backup point guard to Steve Nash. Barbosa now sort of the odd man out of that lineup.
Josh Howard just picked up his 4th personal foul, and he's got it right now into a thicket of Phoenix defenders. It's out of bounds. Less than a minute into this 3rd quarter. Let's swing it over to Cheryl Miller.
Thanks a lot, Kevin and Doug. Coach Johnson said that he thought his team in the first half offensively did not have great ball movement. He said, I thought our team just kept the ball on one side of the floor and really didn't penetrate. Our transition defense was horrible. And Doug, you mentioned that the team in the first half, Dallas, played in a little bit of a funk and wasn't playing sharp. And he said, Cheryl, he's absolutely right. We're playing like we had a first half hangover.
On that miss right there, Nowitzki getting in the ear of Eric Dampier, letting him know that he was in the wrong place and should have been a little bit more aware inside. That is off of Phoenix and a turnover.
You know, in defense of Dallas, you know, they go down 0-2. They lose 2 games at home. They have to go win 2 games when they were down in the 4th quarter to even that series. They had to win 4 out of 5 games in a very emotional series. So as much as you would like for them to be in high gear tonight, it's human nature to be a little flat.
Finley inside, and he has gone 3 of 7. 13 by Nowitzki leads Dallas. 25 by Stoudemire leads all scores. They met 3 times in the regular season, and the home team never won. What about that shot by Steve Nash, who now has 7 points?
Jason Terry coming right back at him off that high screen roll, looking to attack Nash on every possession.
Stoudemire from Nash into Finley and around Nowitzki. And his own miss, he gathers.
That was a Moses Malone play there. Just get it up on the basket, go back and get it.
Joe Johnson with the steal. And Dampier the rebound.
Avery Johnson's going to call a timeout. He does not like what he sees from his team. No energy at all tonight. Avery's got to find some kind of spark of life for his team, or they're going to get run out of this building here tonight.
And Stoudemire's doing the lead, and he's got a double-double for Phoenix already.
Mine's got a window.
Business travelers, we got you something. Southwest has new leather seats and roomier cabins for more comfortable flights.
I love leather.
You're now free to move about the country.
When it comes to food, you need a light beer that measures up. Great tasting, less filling Miller Lite. Taste for yourself. Miller. Good call.
Joe, you're glad we got the Durango, right?
Of course.
And you liked all the money we saved when we bought it, right?
Got us a bigger boat.
And you like all the room and the ride?
Sure.
Oh, and how about the Hemi engine and the DVD player and the hands-free cell? Then why won't you use the navigation system?
I'm not lost.
Dodge Durango.
This is starting to look familiar.
It's a lot of great stuff for a great price.
Listen up, Sprite Remix. Refresh, rethink, remix. It's all about the new Sprite Remix. Aruba Chop.
How do we get more taste than Bud Light and half the carbs? 150 years of American brewing know-how. Ah, the sweet taste of craftsmanship. Great taste, less filling, Miller Lite. Miller, good call.
The 2005 NBA Playoffs on TNT. Brought to you by Dodge. You can take life as it comes, or you can grab life by the horns. Dodge. And by Miller. Good call.
We're back in Phoenix tonight, and for tonight's In the City, presented by Dodge, our Hemi-powered Charger with Doug Collins at the helm and His grandson Ryan in the shotgun seat, cruising through Phoenix. Final destination, America West Arena, where the Suns are taking on the Mavs and crushing Dallas so far, leading by as many as 18, and that's her lead now, 69-51. You got your little grandson with you guys here in Kathy for a couple days from Durham.
Swung by, dropped him off, picked you up at the hotel, hot-rodded right in. They had a parking spot waiting for us.
You sure did, didn't you? Doug, have you seen as many cross matches as you thought you would see tonight?
Yeah, I mean, and that's what this Phoenix is going to do to you. That's why you heard our studio guys talking about Dallas has got to take their time. They got to go in the post. Got to be able to slow the game down a little bit, get good shots, not be seduced into taking that quick first shot. That's what Phoenix wants you to do. Take a quick outside jump shot so they don't have to defend very long. And then they're off and running, and that's where they get you all spread out on the floor.
And here is Terry for three. Dampier trying to go, and Johnson gets it, and it's out to Steve Nash. And Richardson for three. Marion couldn't slam it. Offensive rebound by Stoudemire. Nash to Stoudemire. Pushed by Dampier. And he picks up number 4.
See, this is the worst kind of series for Dampier to try to play. And there's absolutely no one that he can guard. I mean, it's if they're not going to throw the ball to him down on the post and let him try to score inside, he can't be on the floor. He at least has to be able to try to punish them on the other end, at least get some points. And right now, he's only taken one shot. He has no points, 4 fouls in 9 minutes. I mean, so he has no impact on the game at all, and there's absolutely no way that he can guard Amari Stoudemire.
Well, they're going to leave him in and take out Josh Howard, and they're going to bring in Stackhouse. We're at the America West Arena in downtown Phoenix, Arizona, right across the block here. The Diamondbacks, the Major League Baseball Diamondbacks, are playing the Washington Nationals, so a busy night here in downtown Phoenix.
See, when you bring Alan Henderson in the game, they don't guard him either. So you're playing 4-on-5 many occasions. I mean, Dampier's got to get the ball to the rim. He's standing out at the three-point line.
Look at the speed of Nash and Marion the other way.
Avery Johnson's telling Dampier to roll. You see
Dirk
Nowitzki, roll to the basket. Why would you roll out to the three-point line after you set a screen? Roll to the basket.
Well, Nowitzki's been in his ear a couple times already in this second half. Johnson and Marion with the runner against the glass. Nice, pretty play by Sean Marion. 11 points, 5 of 8 in the game. Terry and Stackhouse for 3, and Nash with 5 assists has it on the rebound.
What's his pass?
Look at that.
Screen roll. It's like a clinic. I mean, it's that bounce pass. I mean, Eric Dampier, he's got to get him out of the game. I don't mean to be too tough on the guy or whatever, but I mean, he's not getting down on the screen, not getting back, and Nash is just doing whatever he wants to do. And he and Stoudemire, this is like what you put at a clinic, showing them how plays work. That's the video you take to show opposing coaches when you're teaching a clinic.
23-point deficit for Dallas right now.
All right, now we're going to illustrate this. All right, now watch this. Now Jerry Stackhouse is going to drive. Okay, stop this right here. This is him. You don't roll out here. Roll to the basket. You know, make something happen. Look what he goes out to the three-point line. Just stands there. I mean, go to the basket. I mean, maybe you'll get a dunk. I'm getting frustrated here watching.
We've done a lot of games together. I don't think I've ever heard you more frustrated.
Man, you got to put your imprint on the game. I mean, you can't get out there and just run up and down the floor. I mean, if a guy's wearing you out on one end of the floor, you got to say, I want the ball in the post. At least give me a touchdown there.
Dallas will be taking their 8th free throw attempt right now. The Suns have taken 17. Here comes Phoenix, 55% from the field. Nash, Stoudemire lost it as he was going up as Bradley has come in to take the place of Dampier. They had in the way Nowitzki, and he's going to pick up the foul. That's the second on Dirk Nowitzki, who's shooting tonight, has gone 50%, 6 of 12.
You know, I don't want to put them in this class right now, but remember Stockton and Malone were basically unstoppable on that pick and roll.
Yes.
You try to guard it 4 different ways, and they always had an answer. Nash and Stoudemire, for being together such a short period of time, they have such great instincts together. Now, when Nash played pick and roll with Dallas and Nowitzki rolled out for the three, so he was rolling back and finding him at the three-point line. With Stoudemire, he's just feeding him for those easy layups or dunks in the paint. But they have a great chemistry with one another in a very short period of time.
Dallas 41%. Dirk Nowitzki over Stoudemire with authority. He's got a Dallas high 15, and that is out of bounds with 7:38 to play in the third. A look at Mike D'Antoni. People think it's probably very easy to orchestrate a fast break, to teach and coach a fast break baseline to baseline team, but as a former coach, you can say that's not true.
A lot of guys say they want to run, but they don't want to get in the kind of condition and make the commitment you have to run for 48 minutes. The Suns have done that, and that's exactly what Mike D'Antoni wants with the personnel on this team.
Only for three. Nowitzki with the offensive rebound, and from point-blank range, he couldn't get it to go. And out of bounds, stepping Sean Marion.
A lot of speculation that Mike D'Antoni is going to be named the Coach of the Year tomorrow, and well, that would be MVP tonight. And Steve Nash Wednesday night, the trophy to Mike D'Antoni, if that really holds up. And Brian Colangelo could very well be the Executive of the Year. Could be a clean sweep for the top honors this year by the Phoenix Suns. 29 wins to 62, plus 33 wins.
That's amazing. One of the best turnarounds in the history of the NBA. In fact, it is the third best turnaround in the history of the league, as Doug just said, from 29 to 62. In 1 year's time, as Amari Stoudemire picks up his third personal foul. Phoenix tied their franchise best record 62-20 this past season. It's Jason Terry.
It's nice execution. They move one side of the floor to the other, but you better get back.
Here they go, and a foul.
You cannot celebrate. See, the point guard took the shot. Joe Johnson ran at him and just kept going. The weak side guy has got to rotate back. When that shot goes up, you cannot get caught watching against the Phoenix Suns. So you scored a three, and you give up 2 free throws in 3 seconds. They're going to come right back at you, make or miss.
The personal foul for the first time on Stackhouse. The last, I guess, Doug, true fast break team to win a title, the 87-88 Los Angeles Lakers. But of course, they could go to the half court because they had Kareem. And I guess it's been, obviously, the numbers would tell you, it has been a long time since we have seen a fast break team in this mold win a championship.
Well, you had Magic Johnson pushing that ball. You had Worthy, a great finisher, Byron Scott, Michael Cooper. If you didn't run, you came down the floor. Magic made sure Kareem got his touches inside. So they had so many different ways to beat you. They spread the floor and shot the three, but that team had a mindset. Magic would rebound that ball. They were off and running.
Marion on Nowitzki, and Dirk sheds him. Finley for three. And the tap in by Dirk Nowitzki, who is getting in-close shots. 7 of 14 for the game and 17 points.
You know, Phoenix occasions, they get a little bored. They score so easy, they'll let you back in the game. And right now, if Dallas can lock down, they could get this to 10 to start the fourth quarter.
Marion for three. And the Phoenix Suns have hit 7 3-point shots. Dallas has hit 4.
Steve Nash, 7 assists on the night.
Dallas at 43% for the game from the field. Stackhouse with a nice shot. And his minutes increased in that first-round series against Houston. Things really evened out nicely for the Mavericks.
Well, they went to a smaller lineup. Keith Van Horn rolled his ankle in Game 3. They had to go to a smaller lineup. Here's Quentin Richardson. Nobody getting to him, so it looked like Dallas might make a little push. Back-to-back threes. And once again, it's a 20-point game. You can't trade twos for threes.
Stackhouse the other way. Johnson knocked it away. Richardson got in the way, and they call it on Stackhouse. That's the second on Jerry, guy you coached at one time.
Jerry is a guy who thinks one thing. When he catches that ball, he's going to attack. And Quentin Richardson, all season long, has been one of the Suns who will take those charges. You got it, Stoudemire and Marion will go for the shot blocks. Quentin Richardson will step in, and with that strong body he has, look to take those charges.
Phoenix has played their starting lineup the entire third quarter. A rejection by Bradley, picked up by Terry. And here is Stackhouse. Nice interception by Sean Marion.
Gets a shot block, runs back, gets the steal, sets up a three. Bam. why you can't turn the ball over against them. You got to get good shots. You've got to be patient. Right now, Dallas, the style of ball they're playing right into the hands of the Phoenix Suns.
9 3-pointers as Phoenix is plus 15 points over Dallas above the arc tonight.
Remember the first key, you got to defend the three-point line against the Suns. You got Stoudemire running to the front of the rim looking for dunks. Here's the turnover. Marion got his shot blocked, did not quit on the play. Pushes it ahead, and guess who? Steve Nash penetrates the cross-court pass. That's Quentin Richardson's sweet spot. He loves those little shots on the angle on both sides of the floor. This is why he tied Kyle Korver for the most threes made during the season. And you see the Suns bench feel very good about their chances going up 1-0 to take a lead in this series.
I know we say in the playoffs that the little things in the postseason become even bigger things, but truly it is the small things, I guess, you take for granted in Phoenix's play that do lead to the nice reward at the end.
Well, early in the year, they played as a team with a lot of fear because nobody expected them to do anything. They were very aggressive with their deflections. They got out in the open court. They played with a chip on their shoulder. Then they got a little content, and Mike D'Antoni had to talk to them about getting back to those basics. They're not going to be a great defensive team. Get some deflections, get some stops, get out into your running game.
Nowitzki with the good pass to Stackhouse inside. No lead changes and no ties in this game. It's been Phoenix from the 10.
One-on-one here.
With his old buddy.
He's going to pull up and take this little runner.
Oh, rejected by Nowitzki. 24-second shot clock violation. Dirk thought maybe he drew the foul on the play. Came up very animated.
You know how many games of one-on-one those guys have played in their careers where they've gone to the gym when they were... Steve Nash, when he first went to Dallas, was booed there because he was hurt. Dirk Nowitzki was a rookie, struggling. Those guys used to go to the gym together. You know how many games of one-on-one they played? I guarantee you there's not a move that they can show each other they've never seen before.
Marquise Daniels has come in. He's got the ball with Terry, Stackhouse, Bradley, and Nowitzki. Dampier is on the Dallas bench with 4 fouls. Screen by Bradley. Terry to Dirk, and the shot clock is down to 5. Marquise Daniels with a good fake on Quentin Richardson to get the 2.
I forced Phoenix to play 24 seconds worth of defense on that possession. And Marquise Daniels stepped in off the dribble and made the little jump shot.
Stoudemire, Marion, Nash, Jimmy Jackson, Quentin Richardson, the 5 for Phoenix. Steve Nash. And Nash has gone 4 of 8, 9 points, 9 assists. A game high 32 by his running mate, Amari Stoudemire.
Well, you know, when you look at it, Steve Nash matched up against Jason Terry. Interesting stat, Kevin. They're the only 2 guards in the league to shoot at least 50% from the field, 40% or more from 3, and over 80% from the line. So you have 2 of the better shooting guards at the point guard position in the NBA percentage-wise.
Nash with the deflection, and these are the first postseason games in the history of Jason Terry's 6-year career.
Well, he won me over, I tell you,
yeah,
against
me
Houston.
Too.
In that game 4, when he came up with 32 points, big shots, hit the big 3 to give him a 4-point lead, and then the clincher had 31 points, got to the line 12 times, led his team, grew up big time and hurt.
Knocked away with some good defense inside by the Phoenix Suns. Oh, Avery Johnson was on the floor, and he tripped official Kenny Maurer, or Monty McCutcheon racing the other way. There's a technical foul. Now he's been gone.
Remember now, in game 1 of the Houston series, Avery very upset at Joey Crawford after that game and was fined $10,000 in that series. So Avery, game 1s have not been very kind to him.
He was a feisty player, and he's an equally feisty coach.
All right, we stop it right here. Here's Avery right here on the top of the screen, so we just keep our eye on him. He slips and falls is what happens. Looked like he was on some ice there. He had those leather shoes and went down out on the floor trying to get a technical. And you know what? This might be one of those things where he sees this game slipping away. He's the ultimate competitor. He might be doing something to try to get his team's attention going into game 2. Sometimes this happens. I was in a game when I was coaching in Chicago. Detroit was just killing us, and I tried to get thrown out And one of the referees looked over and he said, you know what? You're going to stay here and watch the same stuff we're watching. I'm not going to take you out of your misery. You're not going to be thrown out, so you might as well sit down.
Stackhouse to Marquise Daniels. Del Harris now takes over the bench for the Dallas Mavericks. The foul is on Jim Jackson. That's the first on him. And there's Del Harris, who has been a head coach with Milwaukee and Houston and the Los Angeles Lakers. And probably be a head coach right now, but he relishes his assistant coaching job with this Dallas organization. And Marquise Daniels, it's number 1.
Yeah, he's a great mentor. He's seen it all. He's really been a guy who's done a lot of the defensive things here.
Yes.
When he and Don Nelson were together, they had the smaller lineups. They played a lot of gimmick zones. This year they have more of a conventional team. They've gone away from the zones. They're a better defensive team, but you would not know that here tonight. The Suns have 91 points, still 3 minutes to go in the third.
Nash into Daniels and finds Stoudemire. Amari Stoudemire, 34 points and 11 rebounds.
Well, he's so improved his outside jump shot. Mark Ivoroni, the assistant coach of the Phoenix Suns, has done a great job with this young guy, Amari Stoudemire, because if he's going to make this jump shot, you can't guard him because you've got to give him space. He's so quick. He's so powerful. He gets to the basket, and he makes a 15-footer. You just got to jog down the floor because that's the shot you got to make him take.
A look at America West Arena, a happy place tonight with the Suns on a roll.
Magic down the middle, just what I thought. A hook shot at 12. Good! The Lakers take the lead.
Wish I could go to California.
Why don't you?
Can't leave all this.
Thank you.
Introducing the all-new Dodge Dakota. With affordable V8 power and best-in-class torque and towing of over 7,000 pounds, why not take it with you?
Are you meeting up with Jenny?
Let me check. Hey, Jenny, it's me.
Hold on, there's somebody on my other line. Hello?
Looks like it's time to sign up for the new Family Share Plan from Verizon Wireless. Get up to 3 lines for only $9.99 each after signing up for the first 2 lines for $59.99. All with unlimited in-calling to other customers from our coverage area.
Can you hear me now? Good.
Verizon Wireless, we never stop working for you.
Sensuous curves draw you in. It listens to your every word and allows you to let go while holding on tight. The 2005 Jaguar S-Type. The power to turn a quick glance into a lasting stare. Can you resist? Allow your Jaguar dealer to indulge you in the most exquisite sales experience in the industry.
Who decides what the next big thing in TV is? Who judges which innovations bring TV to the next level? The answer is easy. You do. DirecTV never stops looking for ways to bring you the best TV possible. Maybe that's why we've been ranked #1 in customer satisfaction 3 years running. Putting our customers first. Just another example of how DirecTV is rethinking the way television should be.
Now remember, in the regular season, Dirk Nowitzki averaged 26 against Houston at 21. Tonight, 17. Terry has been the big gun in the playoffs so far for the Mavericks, but you can see right there some very meager numbers from Dallas.
Well, one of the things they've done with Dirk is, remember, he got to the free throw line against Houston 65 times in the 7 games, so he shot over 9 free throws. Tonight, he's had to take 16 shots to get 17 points, so he's only gotten to the line 1 time. And you look at the plus-minus meter, the free throws, the fast break, points from threes, points off turnovers, all Phoenix's way. Now, Kevin, one of the things when you look at the stat sheet, Eric Dampier took the first shot of the game. 10 minutes, he's only taken 1 shot. In 11 minutes, Alan Henderson, none. So they've got 2 big guys out there that have played 21 minutes that have taken 1 shot. So basically, offensively, they're playing 4 and 5. And if you throw Sean Bradley in there, he's taken 1 in 7 minutes. So the 3 big guys have taken a total of 2 shots in about 28 minutes.
Marquise Daniels missed that last shot. Mavericks 44% from the field. Phoenix 56% from the floor. Bradley is the one to get in the way. We came into this game with the number 3 scoring team in the regular season, Dallas, against the number 1 scoring team in the NBA, the Phoenix Suns, both with very gaudy offensive team numbers. Sean Marion. And shot clock violation. Well, nope, they got it in time, and Stackhouse controlled it, and that's why there was no stoppage of play. Here's Terry. And Marquise Daniels, Jimmy Jackson with a little shove and a foul for Phoenix.
That's what they want to do. Dribble, penetrate. That's what they spread you out on the floor, especially in that Houston series when they went with 4 smalls and Dirk Nowitzki. Now they have Sean Bradley in the game, so Amari Stoudemire is going to be the roamer. He's going to roam around and help. He's going to be back in that painted area, so there's really going to be no place to go.
Shot clock is at 3, and Dirk Nowitzki, 8 of 16, now 9 of 17, and 19 points, and 8 authored in this third quarter for Dirk.
Looks like he has a little bit of that shooting touch back, which is a very positive sign for Dallas, something to build on for game 2.
Rebounding in the game is even. Stoudemire going up against both Bradley and Nowitzki, and a foul is called in there.
This young guy is hungry to score. That ball went up. He came from the perimeter, and he just wanted it more. Went up with one hand, vacuumed it in, and going to the line now for his 16th and 17th free throws of the night.
Bradley picked up his first foul. Here's Stoudemire, 35. Wow. Check out NBA TV for highlights, breaking news, press conferences, and behind-the-scenes action during the entire postseason. NBA TV, your home for complete playoff coverage. Stoudemire again, 14 of 17, 13 rebounds, and those 36 points, a career playoff high.
Now, if you're Dallas, Kevin, you've got to start looking for something you can hang your hat on for game 2.
Stackhouse and a breakaway slam will not go.
You're going to have to look for some things that you can do. So when you come back in game 2, you make Phoenix have to defend some different things. See Eric Dampier looking on. I'm sure it's been a long night for him. 10 minutes again, 0 for 1 from the floor. Has 4 fouls and a turnover. Michael Finley getting ready to come to the game. It'll be interesting to see if Dell tries to shake this up somehow. Maybe go with 4 smalls and Dirk like he did against Houston in many occasions.
Stackhouse hits the free throw. And the Phoenix Suns have taken 14 more attempts at the line than Dallas. And they've made 11 more points than the Mavs at the line.
Mavs have taken 6 free throws at half. They have 6 free throws in this quarter, so they are making more of a conscious effort to drive the ball to the basket.
Stephen Hunter is in the game. And Stoudemire, as we were talking about, has taken a breather on the sideline. Joe Johnson, great first half, 7 of 11 now for the game. And works on Finley. Sean Marion, who goes up against Bradley, who picks up his second foul.
Well, I really like what I see in Joe Johnson. He has really matured. The last 3 months of this season, his confidence is soaring. He was terrific against Memphis. Look at him get in the lane here, the little one-hand pass. That'd make Magic Johnson very proud back in our studio. That's what Magic used to do. Use that superior size, get you down in the lane if you tried to help. He was a master at finding guys underneath the basket for easy scores.
Joe Johnson played at Arkansas, Little Rock, Arkansas is his hometown. Drafted by Boston, traded halfway through his rookie season to Phoenix for Tony Delk and Rodney Rogers. And in addition to all the glitz we see with his great numbers and some numbers you see right there, he is a very durable player at a position that sometimes does not lend itself to that kind of durability.
Well, look at his body. I mean, he probably weighs 240 pounds. He's well conditioned, works exceptionally hard. You talk to Mike D'Antoni, the guy doesn't say 2 words, he just wants to play.
No fouls to give either way. Hunter is guarding Nowitzki. And a rebound by Quentin Richardson. Here comes Joe Johnson. 3-on-2. Stephen Hunter finishing from the side. Nice pass by Johnson, and a great reward for the big man.
Joe Johnson, 20 points, 3 assists. Kevin, I did not expect this tonight. I expected this to be a much better game. I thought Dallas would come in here after that Game 7 win, but they have been very flat. Phoenix jumped on them early, Offensively, Phoenix 55% from the floor, 81% from the line. 9 of 16, they've made 9 threes, 56%. Only 8 turnovers. They have done whatever they've wanted to do on the offensive end.
Johnson with the miss. Nowitzki going at it with Stephen Hunter and out of bounds, and 3 seconds to play in the third. Michael Finley will inbound it. 32-year-old player from Wisconsin. Stackhouse. Does not count. The Phoenix Suns, the #1 overall seed, winning more games than any other team in the NBA in the regular year. The most in 5 years in the league. The highest scoring team in 10 years. And they're playing like it. In this first game of the Western Conference semifinals, it's all Phoenix at the end of 3.
With spicy food, you need a light beer that can hold its own. Great tasting, less filling Miller Lite. Taste for yourself. Miller. Good call.
Unleashed. Rated R. Starts Friday everywhere.
I thought you were getting hors d'oeuvres.
It's game time, baby.
That's a double quarter pounder.
With cheese.
Man, Samantha wanted hors d'oeuvres.
The double quarter pounder with cheese. Pound one. Hors d'oeuvres.
Yes. Got a taste for hoops? Then grab a QPC or double QPC for your shot to go to next month's NBA Finals and get your game on.
I'm loving it. Here we go.
Hey, you guys need a tow?
Sure.
Best friends, you're there when I need you. Best friends, you know I'm there for you.
Dodge Ram. It's everything you've ever dreamed of. In one powerful truck.
Man, that was sweet. For you. You can ride in the truck next time.
All the Jedi knowledge. All the lightsaber skills. And all the force powers. Can't save you from the one thing you can never escape. Your destiny. Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. The video game. Before you see the movie, live it. Rated T for teen.
Since 1978, the Hawaii Ironman's 140-mile human blast furnace has scorched the circuitry of the world's fittest athletes, like pro triathlete Chris Lee.
In the 97 race, I was so dehydrated, my body just shut down with 50 meters left.
6 years of setbacks landed Chris at the Gatorade Sports Science Institute. With a new hydration strategy in hand, Chris snapped the tape at the 2004 Ironman Coeur d'Alene.
I guess your stuff works.
And that's the stuff of legends.
How do we get more taste than Bud Light and half the carbs? By spending 150 years perfecting our craft. Now that calls for a cold one. Great taste, less filling, Miller Lite. Miller, good call.
One of the real gentlemen in all of basketball, college or pro, Lute Olson, the University of Arizona basketball coach, who has turned out so many quality NBA players.
How about Stevie Kerr, class of '88? Kenny Lofton is also a terrific baseball player. Damon Stoudemire, the Portland Trail Blazers. Mike Bibby, Sacramento Kings. Jason Terry here now of the Dallas Mavericks, and Gilbert Arenas. Now, Luke's got to be very, very happy of these young men, the way they're playing and representing his school. There's Jason Terry. And you know, when I see Luke, though, the first thing that jumps in my mind more than anything else is He must wake up every day agonizing over that game that got away against Illinois that kept him out of the Final Four.
I was there broadcasting that game, and it was agony to watch. For him, for Illinois, pure joy, and of course they go on to the Final Four. And here's Joe Johnson starting things for the Phoenix Suns. He's out there with Hunter, Sean Marion, Jimmy Jackson, and Quentin Richardson. For Dallas, Finley, the shot taken by Howard with Stackhouse, Nowitzki, and Marquise Daniels. That begins our lineup for this fourth and final quarter.
And now they have Nowitzki as the center with 4 perimeter guys. This is what was so effective against Houston. So you can see Del Harris trying to find something that he can hang his hat on, he and Avery Johnson going into game 2. What can they do to attack this Suns team?
A little floater by Joe Johnson and a spectacular 22-point night for him. Avery Johnson ejected with about 3.5 left in the third quarter, and Phoenix up 89-68. And it's a free attempt by Nowitzki and an offensive rebound by the ever-present Marquise Daniels. And here comes Sean Marion, another all-star from this Phoenix team. Rebound by Dirk Nowitzki. This is the 4th meeting this season, 3 in the regular year. As Nowitzki hits, Phoenix won 2 of the 3 in the regular season, but the home team never won in any of those 3 games, as we've talked about. So this will be the first home team win, or so it would appear, by the Suns with a minute and a half gone here in the 4th.
You can see Nowitzki just coming down, going one-on-one against Hunter.
Joe Johnson.
Look at that.
Wow, great perseverance by Sean Marion.
So quick off his feet. He and Stoudemire, that second jump that they make around that basket is so quick and explosive.
Stoudemire with 36 and on the bench, and a good-looking outside shot sunk by Dirk Nowitzki with a Dallas high 24.
You can see Walter McCarty's coming into the game, so he will be assigned Nowitzki. There's no way they're going to keep Stephen Hunter out on the floor and let Nowitzki get hot. They don't want him carrying a hot hand into game 2.
This is Joe Johnson. Jim Jackson, who's played with so many different teams. And, you know, the Phoenix Suns did their due diligence. You know, why does this guy float from one team to the next? And his last stop in New Orleans, he was traded there from Houston, didn't even report to the New Orleans Hornets.
Yeah, he took a hit financially. He said, you know what, I'm going to wait it out. And it worked out perfectly for him. He got to Phoenix and has been a very positive addition. Played very well for the Sacramento Kings, played well for the Houston Rockets. Actually was the pick of the Dallas Mavericks. That's where he was drafted, the 2nd pick. I think was it the 4th pick? I can't remember, Kevin. There's the followed by Stoudemire.
Number 4, Doug. Number 4
pick
by Dallas in the draft of '92.
Missed the first 54 games that season in a holdout. The Mavericks were 4-50. They signed him. They finished 7-21 in the last 28 to keep from breaking the 76ers record of 9-73. So they were on pace to break that record, and then Jimmy Jackson signed. They finished 7-21, finished with 11 wins.
Quinn Buckner was the coach of that team. 26 points for Dirk Nowitzki, and he had a nice dunk over here.
I'm sure Quinn is happy that you let people know that he was. I'm kidding.
I know.
11-win team. That's what he's like. I wasn't there.
I have a lot of respect for Quinn.
I know you
hope
do.
He's watching right now. His Pacers tip, but he does the analyst work on the Pacers broadcast. But his team took it on the chin today, and there's a miss by Jim Jackson, retrieved by Dirk Nowitzki, who's got a double-double. 4th consecutive double-double for Nowitzki. Daniels missing a 3, rebound by Amari Stoudemire. He now has collected 15 rebounds with his 38 points tonight for Phoenix.
See, Marquise Daniels not a 3-point shooter. He's got to drive that ball to the basket. You start falling in love with that 3-point line. Drive that ball inside.
Phoenix shooting 51% from the floor. And there is a turnover, an offensive foul on Jim Jackson, and hit with his 3rd tonight. Phoenix led by 7 at the end of 1. They led at halftime by 16. The Suns led by 26 points at the end of 3. And playing every bit like the #1 overall seed that they are. Timeout.
The 2005 Hyundai Santa Fe comes with V6 power, standard. 4 airbags, standard. Traction control system and ABS, standard. with more cargo space than Escape or Equinox. Plus, America's best warranty. The 2005 Hyundai Santa Fe. And now at your Hyundai dealer, you can get a Santa Fe for only $229 a month for 39 months.
Can I clear these for you? Okay, let me just empty. I'll just take these out of your way, okay? Done? What about these? Are you guys done? Yeah, there we go.
Oh, you know what? That new busboy you hired, he's really working his butt off.
Yeah. I didn't hire a busboy.
This summer, grab some Coors or Coors Light. Look for specially marked packages for your chance to win never released before music downloads powered by Sony from Connect.com. Taste the cold, get the music.
The hair was cut, clothes were removed, and boom, someone shot her in the face.
They'll bring you in. She'll make you talk. TNT brings you a new original series. Kira Sedgwick is the closer. Mondays at 9, starting June 13th on TNT.
A superstar on the road to glory, Trinidad is in devastating form. A true champion ready for the spotlight. Wright wants to stop him in his tracks. When Invincible meets Indomitable, it's a head-on collision. Trinidad versus Wright, Saturday, May 14th, live on DirecTV pay-per-view. Don't miss Trinidad versus Wright, live on DirecTV pay-per-view, channel 123. Is the light at the end of the tunnel an oncoming train?
The baseball you want and then some. MLB Extra Innings from DirecTV. More of your favorite players. More of your favorite teams. And all the pennant races. Up to 60 games each week you won't get if you don't call. MLB Extra Innings from DirecTV.
Doug Collins, I would say this blueprint for success for Phoenix tonight is right on the money in every possible way.
Well, the regular season said Dallas had no answers for Amari. Tonight would validate that. 38 points, got to the line 17 times. Run, and run some more. Plus 12 on the break, plus 12 at the three-point line, so 24 points there. And defensive rebounding, Dallas has 12 offensive rebounds, but only 11 second chance points. And that's why Dallas is trailing in this game by 23 points.
The Suns have 3 players with double-doubles in this game. Stoudemire, 38 and 15. Marion, 18 points and 10 rebounds. And then Steve Nash, 11 points and 10 assists. Nash is averaging 11 assists in the playoffs. They average 11.5 in the regular season. But Stoudemire has just been absolutely phenomenal in this game. Absolutely terrific.
Well, you know what? When you know a guy can't guard you, you can't wait to get to the gym.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, it's a feeling of confidence that you carry with you that says, you know what, it doesn't matter what they do, they can't defend me. And that's what's happened here with Dallas in the regular season and tonight against Amari Stoudemire.
Suns have led by as many as 26 points. They've never trailed. Nash triggers it to Johnson, knocked away defensively by Michael Finley, and the shot clock is down to 15.
Had Finley not knocked that pass down, it would have been a dunk for Amari Stoudemire, who was sprinting out on that wing.
8 to play in this game 1, Western Conference semifinals. Nash the miss, rebound by Josh Howard. And Finley for 3, and Stoudemire, rebound number 16. Rebounding in this game, +4 for the Suns. Jimmy Jackson, Stackhouse there to collect it. That's Josh Howard with a nice little spinner inside.
Well, he's got a nice little jump hook. He just took his time, got to where he wanted. Go back to that screen roll, see if Stoudemire can get him another dunk.
Jackson from Nash. Finley with the rebound. Good fake by Dirk on Jim Jackson, and the 2, and Nowitzki with some very accurate shooting tonight. 13 of 23. He's been playing inside more than he has been outside 28 points his total.
Well, the shooting is going to be very deceiving because Dallas shooting it very well in the fourth quarter. They're now up to 45%, but the first 3 quarters, they were well under 45% shooting.
And they float in with Finley. Yeah, you're right. And there's a timeout taken by Mike D'Antoni, the frustrated coach.
See, Suns get bored. They score so easily. You see Mike D'Antoni is like, guys, 4 minutes of good play and the game is over. Now you give them a little life. There's still 6+ minutes, and I know it's a long shot at 17 points, but you know, letting them feel good about themselves.
Sin is fun.
He kills for the fun of it. The job is simple. Get him and get him fast.
Dude, tell him where the money
I'm
is.
the guy banging your old lady if Bob Chado's coming.
How dare you not defend your daughter?
This loud noise you hear is me.
This thing in my life is just so...
Oh, no.
Here comes my ex. Here, use my Bacardi Civil manual.
Okay, here she comes. Hey, Steve. Fist, elbow!
Hey, Lisa. Hey, Lisa. Nice blouse. It's very shiny.
Make the night right with Bacardi Silver Premium Malt Beverage.
Schmitty, I know you're busy, but...
I'll have to take that into consideration and check with my supervisor. My friends and I joined in so we could talk a lot. Now we have unlimited text and picture messaging, too. So we're pretty much always in touch. Sorry.
Thomas?
Text and pics are now in. Make unlimited in-calls and add unlimited text and picture messaging for just $5 a month from our enhanced service area. And as the movie National Treasure comes to DVD, the National Treasure Text to Win sweepstakes is coming to your phone. Just text the code PLAY to the number 2255 and answer trivia questions, or mail a postcard for chances to win a 42-inch plasma TV.
Schmitty, we're searching for buried treasure.
Dude, $1.
Sweet, sweet. Verizon Wireless. We never stop working for you. National Treasure DVD in stores now.
These low fares to your favorite vacation destination start at just $49. Book yours at southwest.com.
The 2005 NBA playoffs on TNT. Brought to you by Hyundai. To see the full line of Hyundai's cars and SUVs, visit HyundaiUSA.com. By Miller. There's good enough, and there's better than it has to be. Miller. Good call. By Lamisil AT. And by Las Vegas, where no one knows what play you're gonna run. Only Vegas.
Welcome back to Phoenix. Sitting right next to me are two of the proudest NBA parents, Gene and John Nash. And first of all, Gene, can you guys just describe what the last couple of days have been like for your son, Steve? Congratulations, first and foremost.
Thank you. It's been amazing. I'm just in awe. I just can't believe everything that's happened in the last few days.
Now, John, I understand that you're a professional soccer player, but you do know that 80% of the athleticism comes from the woman.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I'm not going to argue with that.
All right.
Mother doesn't do so bad, though.
You're absolutely right about that. But, Gene, first of all, Mother's Day, MVP trophy. So, John, Father's Day around the corner, and next month, so what should we expect?
Rolex or the Lamborghini will be fine.
Enjoy the game, you two.
Thank you.
Let's send it back to you, Kevin and Doug.
Nice job, Cheryl. It's fun to see the parents here enjoying what has been the terrific performance of their son and his team. Nowitzki gets the Nash miss.
Oh, Josh Howard with a moving pick.
The Phoenix Suns have scored 12 more points above the arc from three-point territory than Dallas. Howard picks up number 5. And Doug, I mean, just right around, you know, every corner. Points in the paint, second chance points, fast break points. It's Phoenix, Phoenix, and Phoenix.
How about Amari Stoudemire and Sean Marion. 58 points now combined for the two, 26 rebounds. That's 40 points for Stoudemire, 18 for Marion.
The Sun starters now have 100 points just among themselves. There's 5. Howard inside. This Phoenix team is fun to watch. I mean, they are just a terrific collection of passers and shooters and athletes. And there's Joe Johnson nailing a 3. 25 for Joe Johnson.
Well, Del Harris was telling him stay with Joe Johnson. They do not want to leave those three-point shooters.
Stackhouse.
Jerry's had a tough night getting inside. He's 5 of 15 from the floor now. He's continuing to attack, but just does not have the touch tonight.
Look at Joe Johnson with the confidence. 3-on-2 into Sean Marion. Oh! It's like a circus. These Suns are just the kind of team to keep you on the edge of your seat with every possession.
Well, I'm sure they caused some headaches for Mike D'Antoni. They get up 25 and they'll give up 3 or 4 layups. He'll take a timeout. Come on, guys, let's keep playing. So they come out. Joe Johnson hits a 3. Stoudemire with a score. Sean Marion with a chance for a 3-point play. I mean, that's how quickly they can put points on the board. You cannot relax against this team.
And efficient tonight, 22 assists and only 10 turnovers. In fact, they've got 22 assists on 40 made baskets. Those are very nice numbers.
All I remember is all the skeptics out there saying the Suns are not going to be able to score like they did in the regular season in the playoffs. No, they're scoring more right now.
Here's Nowitzki. Lead pass, Nash to Sean Marion.
Woo!
Wow. He's something. Jason Terry. Well, you know, when people would bring up, well, you know, the fast-breaking team is going to have some trouble. You look at some things. You looked at the road record, 31-10. There's a foul on Terry. You looked at their defensive field goal percentage, which was very, very good. You've always had some criteria to give you the true feel of just how good a team can be.
Well, you know, point differential to me is what I looked at first. And during the regular season, they were plus 7.1, which was second in the league. In the playoffs, they were plus 11 against Memphis. Tonight, they're up 23 points. Steve Nash will have a seat. So sometimes if you beat a team 105 to 97, they say, boy, you're giving up 97 points a game, but you're plus 8 point differential. That's what's the difference beating them 90 to 82? And it's you know, they keep the pace of the game. Here's Barbosa now going inside for the easy layup.
Leandro Barbosa in the game from Sao Paulo, Brazil. Dampier back in the game for Dallas.
Leandro is going to be a good player. One more year with Steve Nash, Mike D'Antoni. He's going to really see his game continue to thrive. That's Jerry Stackhouse's spot on that baseline.
Henderson puts it back in.
All Jerry's shots have been a little bit short tonight. He seems like he'll be a little bit, you know, leg weary tonight. I expect him to bounce back and have a much better game too.
Well, let's talk about game 2 coming up on Wednesday here on TNT. Sean Marion thinking about 3 and maneuvers for a runner. Rebound by Henderson.
Well, Dallas is going to have to be much more patient on offense. You can't get into a quick shooting game with the Phoenix Suns. You've got to take your time. And the shot you get early in the clock, you've got to think you can get it later. You got to make the extra pass. You got to drive the ball to the basket. They've only attempted 12 free throws tonight. You got to get on the offensive boards, get some second chance points. You know, none of those things they did tonight.
Johnson inside. Terry fouls Quentin Richardson. But you know, Doug, when you look at how this Suns team was constructed, and you brought this up earlier, Clippers don't go ahead and get Richardson. Mark Cuban of Dallas does not, you know, sign Nash. I mean, these are some pretty good players that have kind of come to this Phoenix team. Not fall in their lap, because you don't want to minimize how good they were getting these players, but nonetheless, I mean, some money out there really reeled them in.
Well, Kevin, they made some plans. They planned. There's see Jerry Colangelo, very happy tonight. His son Brian has been the architect of this team, but they planned. And you know what? They were very fortunate that their plans came to fruition, but they had a plan.
When you think
think it's over, remember this. It hasn't even begun.
The 2005 Hyundai Santa Fe comes with V6 power, standard. 4 airbags, standard. Traction control system and ABS, standard. With more cargo space than Escape or Equinox. Plus, America's best warranty. The 2005 Hyundai Santa Fe. And now at your Hyundai dealer, the Santa Fe comes with $1,500 cash back or 1.9% financing.
Look at that little fella. He's got enough poison in him to kill an elephant. That's right. An elephant.
Think you can't get high-speed internet at your house? Feel like you're stuck with dial-up internet? Think again. Directway is high-speed internet by satellite, a super-fast instant connection that's available anywhere in the continental U.S. All you need is a clear view of the southern sky. Directway works with your PC or Mac for faster connections, faster downloads, faster surf speeds, faster everything. There's no software to install, and Directway doesn't use a phone line, so no more dialing in, no more missed calls, no need to spring for that extra line. People, it's time you get the high-speed option you really want. Call 1-866-GET-DWAY or visit getdway.com and get Directway at your house. It's a no-brainer. Directway, the super fast instant internet connection that doesn't use a phone line or care where you live. Free yourself. Get Directway. Call 1-866-GET-DWAY or visit getdway.com now and get high-speed satellite internet. The choice is yours, and you deserve it.
From executive producer Steven Spielberg and DreamWorks Television, a 6-week television event. Into the West, starting June 10th, only on TNT.
Curtis Perry wanting somebody to stand back. Won't start until it's touched. They'll have to throw it up. Garherd, turnaround, shot in the air. It's good. It's tied again. I don't believe it. Garfield Hurd at the buzzer. Threw one in outside. We've got a third overtime at a Boston Garden.
The shot heard around the world. That was another spectacular finish presented by Armor All Whites. Dick Van Arsdale, a member of that team. What a terrific, terrific game that was back in 1976 in the NBA Finals. Game 5. Barbosa.
Dick Van Arsdale was the original son, and I played with his twin brother Tom in Philadelphia. One of my mentors in the NBA, helped me very much as a young player.
Devin Harris is back in the game. Stephen Hunter was defending, and Joe Johnson wheels in the loose ball, or does he? Marquise Daniels gets it. Armstrong in the game for Dallas. And Darrell pops a 3. And Dampier knocked it away. The shooting in this game, 52% by the Suns and almost 45% by the Dallas Mavs. Nowitzki, 13 of 24, 28. Nash, 4 of 10, 11 points and 13 assists.
Plus 14 points in the paint, 52 to 38, plus 15 on the fast break.
Good coach. I mean, those are the things we watch so closely that, like you said, the little things can add up to big things in the postseason. There's a foul. And Harris and Richardson were battling. Richardson picks up the foul. Those are the final numbers tonight on Amari Stoudemire, and that's about as good as he can do. I mean, those are just jaw-dropping numbers.
That's got to be a career playoff high for him.
It is. And he's only in his 3rd year, and putting him numbers like that. Very impressive.
I'm telling you, he saw that MVP trophy tonight. You say what he wants to. That got him juiced up and ready to play. He's got his eyes on putting his name on that one of these days. Very happy for Steve Nash, but at the same time, gives him something to shoot for in his career.
Bo Outlaw is in. That is a 3-point shot by Quentin Richardson. Now the Suns have all 5 of their starters in double figures tonight. There's a Richardson foul as you take a look at Sean Marion, 23 points. Hope you'll join us on Wednesday for Game 2. I think we can safely say that it will be a better game than we've seen tonight.
You know what I can tell you from Dallas's standpoint, they're going to have to be in Phoenix here tomorrow and Wednesday. They got 48 hours to hear about how the Suns dismantled them tonight. We'll find out how they come out in Game 2. They cannot lose Game 2 and expect to come back and beat this Phoenix Suns, I don't think, 4 out of 5. That game to me on Wednesday night, they got to find a way to even this series because the Suns have won 31 games on the road in the regular season and won both playoff games in Memphis. They're a great road team, the best in the NBA this season.
Marquise Daniels hit that.
Remember now, Dallas was 29-12.
Outlaw to Hunter.
On the road this season. Yes. Their road record was as good as their home record.
Phoenix Suns winning their first division title, the Pacific Division, in over a decade. There's a good screen by Henderson. That opened up the shot for Daniels, and Henderson tries to follow, and Dampier. Look at the numbers of Henderson and Dampier tonight.
And if you throw in Bradley, Sean Bradley,
yes.
He's 1 of 1 in 9 minutes. Henderson 1 of 2 in 15, 0 of 2. So they 2 field goals in about 40 minutes for those 3 players. I mean, you got to get it done.
Go Outlaw. Dampier the rebound. Well, coming into the playoffs, Dampier had played among active players. That's a Barbosa 3. Dampier had played more regular season games, over 500, without being in the playoffs. So this is his first exposure to the postseason in his career. Dampier is a 9-year veteran for Mississippi State.
Well, one of the reasons when they let Steve Nash go, it was to have money for Dampier and also to be able to make the trade to get Devin Harris and Jerry Stackhouse. They got that trade with Washington. Antoine Jamison, coming off the 6th Man of the Year award, went to Washington, had a big impact on that Washington team this year. We'll see if they can bounce back tomorrow night against the Miami Heat after their exciting win against Chicago to move into the 2nd round.
Doug, I don't know what it means, but on Saturday night we had a couple of Game 7 performances. Dallas had the most lopsided Game 7 victory in the history of the NBA, and Sunday night San Antonio all over Seattle. Tonight a couple of basic blowouts by the Detroit Pistons and by the Phoenix Suns. It's kind of uncharacteristic.
Well, again,
what we saw in the early part of the playoffs.
Well, again, Dallas, 48 hours to be in Phoenix and to get themselves together to see if they can come in here and find a way to even this series. But I will tell you right now, this Phoenix Suns team is playing with a tremendous amount of confidence. Mike D'Antoni, when we talked to him before the game, had a quiet confidence about himself. Avery Johnson felt good about his team, but tonight, no energy. And the Phoenix Suns jumped all over him early and often, and this was no contest.
The Mavericks have their 3rd largest margin of defeat in their playoff history, losing by 25. This night began with Steve Nash, who was given the MVP trophy. It's going to end with Steve Nash as we send it over to Cheryl Miller.
Steve, I know you've been downplaying winning the MVP award, and I know you've been tugged in every direction for the last couple of days. How relieved are you that this game is finally over with a W?
It feels great. You know, it kind of capped off a difficult weekend. Obviously, it was great to win a prestigious award, but there was a lot of demands, and then the emotion of playing my former team. It's nice to get the first one out of the way.
You know, if there was any question on whether or not the layoff, you guys might be rusty, it was removed today. You guys obviously all 5 starters in double figures.
Yeah, you know, I didn't know what to expect, but you know, I think everyone was really hungry and eager to get back out here. So we had a ton of energy tonight, and we're going to need it.
Even though you guys won by such a large margin, this is a very dangerous Dallas team coming into Game 2, especially losing by this margin.
Definitely, you know, I know Avery, and he's going to be fiery and get them fired up and really, you know, make some adjustments. So we got to be just as fired up again, too.
Thanks for your time. All right, EJ, the Suns with a very convincing win, taking a 1-0 lead in this series. I'll send it back to you in our Atlanta studios.